become the laughter. You burn the bridges to build this.
She's going crazy, the only way she's ever known. I can't explain it, the way she gets into the zone. But when she's got that love, it's the one and only way to go.
Inside Stone's Gambling Hall in Sacramento, California, you'll find Sammy's Restaurant and Bar. Recognized for its innovative, healthy global cuisine, Sammy's offers menu selections made with local, organic ingredients. Indulgent options like truffle fries, duck tacos, artisan wood-fired pizzas, fresh salads, and more, along with an eclectic selection of craft beers and classic handcrafted cocktails. Plus, with 40 big screen TVs, Sammy's is also the perfect place to catch your favorite game. Satisfy your craving anytime, 24/7, tableside or in the dining room at Sammy's Restaurant and Bar at Stone's Gambling Hall.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or whatever you identify as. Can I open that way?
Absolutely.
All right. Hi, I'm Justin Karitis, and this is Michael Longcar. We are here, Stone's Live Poker, with the final 9 players out of 151 players today, playing for a little more than 10,000 up top.
Yeah.
And there's one pressing question on everyone's mind. Why didn't Michael Longcar play this tournament? Right? This is your kind of tournament.
I should have
This is
played
the
it
perfect
today.
buy-in. It's a big score at the end. You couldn't get up in time?
Yeah, 10 a.m. is just so early for me.
Plus he had
It's
to work.
painful.
He had to work here, so that's important too.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we have quite a final table for you, and I have to say, some fan favorites. I had one player at the table, actually the very first player we will introduce, Tony, has a fan in the house that watches him play on WSOP and WPT. He's been on a lot of live streams. He's even made the final table for our Stones Classic here when Moneymaker was doing commentary.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean, we can head down to the table right now. Why not? Let's meet the players. That's who I'm talking about in seat 1. Oh, it looks like I got a stall maybe for 2 minutes. We don't have gameplay over
There we go.
here. All right, yeah.
Oh, and okay, we got a couple minutes.
Okay, well, we could probably find something to talk about.
Yes.
Go.
Okay, so
It's on the spot.
yeah, I totally wanted to play this, but you said I couldn't make the final table if I played. So
That's actually the truth.
it
But I
didn't,
didn't
sound, it didn't sound fun to go
I
all
didn't
in
think you
every
were
hand
going to
with
sell me
10
out
left.
like that, to be honest. I didn't think you were going to do it live on the air in front of everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
You hurt my feelings, Michael. Thought you were my homie for a second. Okay, so looks like we got a minute left till we catch up with the gameplay. So once again, thank you to everyone who gets here early. You are the true MVPs. We
Yes.
appreciate having you here. Let's do some shout outs here in the chat room if I can find you guys. If you guys chat, that'll make it easier. Someone say something. I'm saying hi. If you guys say hi. We want to shout some people out. We're just trying to kill a minute here. This is Stone's Live. This happens sometimes. There we go. Canadian
go.
Shooter, Chip Avalanche, CS Wood,
Thanks for
David
joining us, guys.
Madrona, some names I can't pronounce, guys. Jack Saints, Kenny Tens, M. Baldy's here, Queen Poker, Suited Aces, and You Shove to Muck. That's a cool name.
I like it.
So everyone else that wasn't mentioned, we love our early viewers. We're 20 seconds away from getting some table footage. And then the very first person, we're already built it up so much, that's Tony Bracey is going to be in seat 1.
All
You
right.
see, he's a beast of a player. I think he made a really deep run in the main event, either last year or a couple years ago. Solid player. And I would say there's a lot of good players at this table, but he's going to be a danger to anyone there like this. We're talking high-end, professional. If I built him up enough,
No,
he didn't
Tony's
pay me
really
a
good.
dime for this, but Tony's an excellent player. Okay, so we do have the table image down there, and you can see
There's
that
Tony
is
Town.
Tony. He's not currently at the table, but he will get there, I promise. Tony is sitting on 453,000 in chips. He is our third biggest stack on the table. He's definitely been hard at work today.
Yeah, Tony's definitely one of the favorites. I feel like the last 5 times I've played in a tournament with him, halfway through the field, he always has chip lead. I swear, every time.
He's very strong. Seat 2 is Marty. Marty's sitting on about 221,000. He is a Stones regular. We see him in a lot of the tournaments here, and not a stranger to the final table. Not always the live stream, but he is at a lot of final tables. And don't count him out just because he's on the short stack with a little over 200,000. And we are starting at blind 6 and 12,000, although we only do have a couple minutes left at that level. Seat 3, I just met him today. That's David. It's possible it's his first time here. I should have asked him that when I was talking to him. But he was kind of doing some of the first timer things, talking about, because people are always shocked when they come here for the first time and it's a card room and they've heard about it or see on the stream. They don't understand how beautiful this room is.
It really is.
And
No, it's really
he
nice.
was kind of blown away by that because he's like, this is in Citrus Heights. We're like, yeah, man, don't act so surprised. It's Citrus Heights. Okay, seat 4 is not a stranger to the stream. That is Ebb with his little Cookie Monster profile
I love
picture.
the pic. That's good.
Ebb plays in our 5-5 and 5-10 cash games all the time. So if you've watched the stream, you're no stranger to him. Seat 5 is Timon. We call him Trouble, spelled Timon. And Timon is in there as the short stack today with 82,000. He's been playing strong all day. He has been the short stack all day, but picking his spots perfect. Picking his spots perfect to stay alive. Seat 6, we got Jeremy sitting on 271,000. Jeremy is becoming a more familiar face here at Stones. I do believe this is his debut on the live stream. Barry, seat number 7, longtime regular Stones player. Also very strong, no stranger to the final table. Barry is sitting on 249,000. Another off and on regular in seat 8, that is Bob or Robert. Sometimes he goes by one or the other. Robert is one of those guys. He shows up to play a tournament a couple times a year, and he almost always somehow ends up on the final table. It's like, dude, if I had that type of success rate,
It's a nice talent, right?
that's all I would be doing.
That's right, that's nice.
You know? So it'd be interesting to see what Bob can do with about 200,000. And last but most certainly not least, our chip leader in seat number 9. That is Robert, another Stones regular and super crusher. You know Robert, right?
Yep.
You've probably been at a final table or two with him.
Yep.
What would you say? Would you define his style as very aggressive?
Yeah, he's definitely an aggressive player. Yeah, he knows what he's doing for sure. He's in a nice position here for chip lead to have a nice little 5-digit payday today.
Yeah, absolutely. So first place up top, we have 10,500 and some change. I'm looking at my screen here. So $10,521. Not too shabby. That's plenty of beer money.
Yeah, just a little bit.
The worst you can do right now, go out in 9th place. Next one out is getting $779. This was a $300 buy-in. And we are just moments away from getting started. So thank you to everyone tuning in at home. If you're new to the stream, there's a little heart icon in the top, that way, I think. I'm trying to look at my finger here.
One of these.
It's that way. There's a little heart. Click it. And we'd love to have you follow us and be part of our family here at Stones Live as we continue to grow. And there you go. There's your chip counts, all the big blinds and percentages of chips. And that's me right there. Look a little more handsome there because I'm a little more young in that shot than I am now. I always like it when people say, hey, look, here's a picture of me when I was younger. And I'm like, dude, every single picture of you is a picture of you when you were younger.
Right.
Like, you can't say that,
That's true.
right? So there's Sam taking drink orders before we get started, and I try to order from her here. You can see she gives me a dirty look because I tell her I want a Jack and Coke. There you go, watch, Jack and Coke. So, oh yeah, you're an idiot. It walks away. You saw it.
You gotta
right?
try it.
She's like, you know you can't have one. All right, guys, we are just moments away from getting started. Guys, we are here for you. This is your show. Anything that you would like to say in the chat room, keep it in reason, okay? I shouldn't say anything. I was going to say anything.
Anything at all.
Fat Train is there. Says, hey, you sexy beast.
Fat Train.
Mostly talking about me, I'm assuming. And Suited Aces says he's never been an MVP before, so that's pretty awesome too. We got the first
First time
hand.
for everything.
Jack and Coke is rigged. All right, this is our first hand of our final table. We have a couple minutes left at 6 and 12,000, 2,000 ante. And tonight we're gonna see who can take this $10,000 grand prize home.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Tony, first hand, wakes up with sevens.
Yeah, here we go. So
Shabby.
expect Tony to open up with the raise here.
Tony also a very aggressive player.
Tony's very aggressive.
And that's really what it takes to run good in a tournament. You know, you have to make things happen.
Yep. And, you know, like a lot of good players, Tony understands controlled aggression is the key to success in tournaments. So we'll see a raise here. Big blinds at 12,000. Tony opens to 35K, just under 3X.
That has kind of been the standard tournament raise for so long now.
Yep. Folds around to Barry, who looks down at the tempting Jack 10 suited, out of position.
That is a very tempting hand,
It's so
actually. Every
tempting.
time I see that, and I had to train myself to not get crazy with
Overvalue
Jack
it,
10 suited all
overvalue
the
it.
time, but it just feels like it can do so much, you know, it has so much possibility. And he is going to come along just for a call.
It is definitely one of the top, if not the top hand of people kind of overvaluing it, because it does look so pretty.
Yeah, statistically, it cracks aces more than any other hands, right? That's just science right there. Bob actually waking up with pocket nines, so we have 2 pocket pairs and some overcards. 3-way action here on our first hand, and not much for anyone here. No one can be happy with that king on the board.
And if I had to predict what's going to happen here, I'm guessing it's going to check to Tony, who will c-bet this. And we will see if Bob will continue with his nines.
Alright guys, all in, finish up this hand. Lines going up, 8,000, 16,000 with a 2,000 ante. I know.
All right, you hear Twee, Tournament Director Twee in the background there, just announced the blinds are going up next hand. So this will be the only hand played tonight on the stream at the 12,000 level. When we start the next hand, we'll be at 8 and 16,000 with the 2,000 ante.
Oh, and Bob ruins my prediction. Bob bets out with his nines and gets Tony to fold the sevens. And
we're back to Barry now.
back to Barry. Looks like he might be thinking about getting a little creative here.
I don't, oh, we have an all in? I think I lost track of the
Yeah.
action here. So we definitely know that Bob has a hand and is all in. Maybe Tony is the one that raised it. Action's catching up here. Give it a second, guys. Yeah, Tony bet out 38,000. Barry went away, and then Bob pushes. So now,
Okay, so it did check to Tony. He
yeah,
bet.
Tony did
Bob
bet just
checked
as
raised
you
all in.
predicted. It looked like 38,000.
Okay, here we go.
And then Bob went all in for 162. Now Tony has a decision to make with these sevens. I don't see how he calls, honestly.
Honestly, it's very interesting to me when players play a hand like this as Bob has.
You mean shoving with an over on the board? Shoving a pocket pair with an over?
You know, nines are such a strong hand pre-flop, and there's lots of times where I like to just get nines in pre-flop because of this situation. Because
Right.
when someone outflops you with king queen, king jack, ace king, you're going to be getting it in as a 9% underdog rather than having the chance to just
So
take
you'd
it down
rather get
pre-flop.
it in before you know what's going to be out there, just get it in and gamble there?
Yeah, and I mean, a lot more than shoving on this flop, that's for sure.
And as
But hey,
predicted, Tony is going to let it go. I think the play here by Bob is really strong. He checks pre-flop, lets Tony bet at it, and then comes back at it. Clearly not putting anybody on the old ace-king or king-queen or any hand like that.
yeah, very interesting.
Smash up first hand.
It was good.
I don't think it's going to be a boring final table.
No, definitely not. He got more chips than me there. I would have shoved all on pre-flop. I wouldn't have got the continuation bet
Yep.
from Tony on the flop as he did. So
Well, like I said,
Bob
he's
got
that
some more
type of
chips
player.
there.
You don't see him in a lot of tournaments, but when you do, like, he's doing something right.
yeah,
He's always
definitely.
ending up right here.
No, nice hand to Bob. Way to start it off.
I
First hand on the stream.
love tournament poker. I feel like tournament poker is one of the last pure casino games. Do you know what I mean?
It is,
like,
yeah.
everyone starts in the same spot. Everyone's in for the same amount. Everyone has the exact same opportunity
Exactly.
to do good. It's like democracy and it's like perfection, right? Everyone's got the same voice.
That's a good analogy. I like that. Yeah, it is.
I love it. So I love watching these final tables, see these guys that come through these fields, 151 players, and make the final 9. And you notice something after a while. You start to see a lot of the same people there over and over again.
Weird, right? Random.
It's not random, no. All right, so Tony with ace-5 suited, and he's getting a lot of playable hands here. Unfortunately for him, Marty is right behind him with ace-9 suited.
And this hand right here kind of exemplifies Tony's aggression, raising no fear, ace-5 suited under the gun. You got 8 hands behind you. He doesn't care.
Oh, Marty's gonna let that ace-9 go, and David with ace-4. So all the aces except one that we know of spoken for right now.
Tony's very good at playing the table captain role, and looks like he's
No doubt.
going to continue that here.
And just losing that pot and still like, I don't care.
Open up.
I'm going.
Open up.
You know? Suited Aces in the chat room says he loves these suited aces. I can see why. SD619HR in the house, in the chat room. We're shouting you out. How are you doing? You are watching Stones Live Poker, the final 9 players out of 151. And it was just last week that you and I were here for the final table of the 6-shooter.
Yeah.
It's like we're becoming a thing or something.
No, this is great.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's great. 6-shooter was a lot of fun. 516 players. We live streamed the final 7 last week. Great final table. My favorite hand, or the most exciting hand, was when it was 3 left and
King.
Man
Ace
and
queen.
Wilson, ace king, ace queen. We flop that king, go runner straight for the ace
Man,
queen.
so
That is
brutal.
the type of
So
thing that
brutal.
makes people not want to play poker for a while. Where they always say, I'm not playing ever again, and then they
Rigged.
come back the next week.
Rigged.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a ginormous.
SD619HR is watching us and the Aria Super High Roller right now, which is pretty awesome. They are streaming. They have Phil Hellmuth, Kevin Hart's playing, a bunch of fun. Our good friend Sean McCormick, who was here a couple weeks ago, he is there running the whole thing and making sure it all goes smooth.
Nice.
So appreciate the guys that are joining us here, as well as there. As those are the true poker lovers. They're not just going to watch one stream. They're going to put them all on.
That's
right?
dedication. Just multiple monitors. We appreciate it, everybody. That's awesome.
So Barry, Ace Queen, has 16,000 to call, and he's going to bump it up to 37,000. And again, you see almost all these players so far willing to be aggressive. You don't make it to this level of the tournament by playing passive, unless you get very, very lucky, which never
And-
happens to me. So Tony is
like
going to
Tony's
call
gonna defend,
with
yeah.
Jack 9 suited, and I think he's just looking to make some momentum, get some momentum going here.
Yeah, he's got the right price.
The
You know,
ace
Barry
comes
made it
up
cheap.
great for Barry. Tony with the inside straight draw and backdoor diamonds. I don't know if it'll be enough for him to continue.
Yeah, this hand will most likely go check, bet, fold. Not the best flop for Tony.
Looks like we got Timon's wife in the chat room, and she says, you guys got it right that Timon is trouble. T for trouble. You guys definitely have it right. Bring home the bacon, baby. So he is in there as a
Wifey,
short stack,
wifey.
but we said already you cannot count anyone out at this final table. Tony's letting it go. Barry with a 50K bet, taking that baby down.
Very nice.
That's gonna be my word of the night now, baby. I like that. Let's get that baby.
Baby. I love that word.
We saw Tony had one of the sickest bad beats when he was on the final table of our main event with Chris Moneymaker commentating. He ended up with pocket queens against ace king, and the ace king flops. The queen turns, and then ace on the river. It was the grossest hand ever. And he played it to perfection and just got super unlucky.
That's always the worst when you get those nasty runouts that just
Yeah.
break your heart.
It was really bad. He did not deserve it. David not getting much to work with so far. Trouble with the Jack 9, and I don't think he's playing here.
Yeah, he's got 4 big blinds left, so
Yeah,
he's
on
got
that
to
short
shove here.
stack, he's got to pick a spot. But yeah, he doesn't have room to be dipping in, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's holding his breath too for hopefully someone to bust out here in the next couple hands and
Yeah, ladder up a little.
ladder up just a little bit.
I don't think that's going to happen. These guys, they're like sharks. They smell blood in the water. They're just waiting for him. Try to get him out of there, I think, before they really open up their game. Maybe
true.
with the exception of Tony and Bob. They seem to have no problem mixing it up right now.
It's true.
But it does add a new dynamic when you got all these guys being super cautious waiting for a short stack to go out, and you can exploit their blinds and antes, pick up a lot of free chips in those scenarios.
That's right. And Robert, chip leader, button raising queen nine of spades and taking down the blinds.
A lot of respect for the chip leader at this point, especially with players looking to ladder up.
And there we have the chip counts.
That blind is on its way around to Timon in seat 5. I don't know if it's Timon. He goes by Tim sometimes.
Tim.
Timon.
Timon.
It's like tomato.
Timon. I don't know. Why am I thinking of Lion King?
Lion King.
Is there a character? There has to.
You got
What?
me there. You got me. I don't know.
Ev makes the fold on. Oh, there it is. Get it in.
That's the shove
Get
hand,
it in,
right?
Timon. Gotta get
Pocket
that
threes.
in. 4 big blinds with
Stick
threes.
it. Stick it.
Might as well
Timon.
be aces. Get it in.
Any pair, any ace, any big suited cards, he should be sticking it. What's he thinking?
Oh, what are you
No,
doing?
that
Come
was
on.
it. That was it. That was the double up. He is in early position. A lot of hands to act behind him, but I
When
mean,
you got
with
four,
that
when
stack,
you got 4 big blinds,
I
the
feel like
big
he
blind's
needs
gonna
to
hit you in 2
be
hands.
pumping it right there.
Yeah, he's got to get that in.
But then again, he's there. I'm not. So
That's
you
true.
know, who are we to judge?
That's true. Jeremy raises middle position with ace-8 offsuit. Marty looking down at queen jack in the unfavorable small blind position, makes the fold. And David looking down at king 10 suited,
Ooh, I like that hand, especially in the big blind.
getting a really nice
Only
prize.
24,000 more to call.
Yep, gotta
He's
defend
got
here.
Plenty of chips.
This is the definition of a defend spot from the big blind.
The only bad thing here is he is going to have to play this entire hand out of position.
Yep.
But if he flops it big, watch this 3 pop up now on the flop. Ready? Boom. Oh, all right. Good fold. Good fold, Timon. Good fold. All right, so David does hit this flop. He's a huge favorite to win it. Now he just has to make sure he can make it to showdown or bet his opponent out. Poker News 916 chimes in the chat room, says King 10 is the nuts.
King 10 is the nuts.
Poker News 916 is that's our good friend Matt, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's up, Matt? And David bets out.
We'll do it.
And
Jeremy's going to get away and
Dave takes it down.
had trouble in seat 5. Listen to us. He'd be out.
He'd be doubling up with that 3 on the river.
The 3 on the river.
Come on, you know
Okay.
it's coming. Maybe he knows something we don't.
I feel like if it was me, I would have been out on that hand because I see a pocket pair. I'm short stacked.
Yeah, 4 big
I don't
blinds.
even care what else happens.
Exactly.
You know? It's my time to gamble. You can't let yourself get too short too, because then you lose too much equity in your potential to double up and triple up.
It'll be interesting to see if he just lets the blinds go through him here and try and double up with a 2.5 big blind stack and really try and.
I mean, technically, he could wait another rotation.
Good.
That's a lot more hands he can look at, or the all-time, you know, the patience, and you get into the big blind and pick up a big hand there. That's the ultimate, you know, for a
course.
patient player. We'll
Well,
see what
he's
happens.
definitely
Jack
not gonna
3.
do the Jack 3.
If he's not going pocket 3s. Please Fold says he wishes that I was at the table with you guys more often. I'm sure you do. I actually had a very nice Omaha session on Thursday night. Yeah, I
Nice.
went out of the tournament in like 5 minutes. I wasn't done playing. I want to play more poker. I sat in Omaha. $100 down to 10 in like an hour, and then within 5 hands ran it up to $400 and cashed out.
10 into 400. Wow,
Yeah.
that's the way to do it.
It was pretty sick. I guarantee you there was no skill. I just I was in the right place at the right time. And once you kill it, you know, you just start raising pre-flop no look.
Yeah.
You got 4 cards. Like, hard to lose when you got 4 cards.
That's awesome. So Jeremy opens up under the gun +1 to 40K with ace queen, 2.5 times the big blind.
David in the small blind now, ace 10, and better than what he saw in the last hand, but actually in worse shape.
Yes. And this is honestly the definition of what I would call putting yourself in a tough spot here. You're facing an early position raise, which seems to be, we should be strong most of the time. You're calling out a position with ace-10. Oh, and Ebb looks down at ace-king. I was sitting at the bar, talked with him for a while before the stream here.
Yeah.
He was super excited about this.
Look at all these aces. And in the big blind, what a spot. I would like to see him raise there because it's going to look like he's making a move. But he elects just to call.
Just calls.
Playing it safe, and again with that short stack in there, it creates that dynamic.
Will we see the case ace?
No, but we will see a queen.
And all three players hit this flop in one way or another. Ed with top pair, Jeremy with second pair, David with the gutter ball. It'll be interesting to see how this hand plays out.
I don't think David's going to do much here, but yeah, Ebb and
like Ebb's
Jeremy,
gonna bet out.
Very interesting dynamic here. And Ebb's grabbing some black chips, like 8 stacks of them plus a lavender. I think that's an 85,000 bet.
And if you're ace queen here facing this action,
And they're asking Ebb in the chat room, no, don't do it, Ebb. He's got the best hand, why not? Seb Black says Stones is going up, heads up versus the high roller. He likes it. Hey, we were here first, all right? They're going heads up against us, and I do not recommend it. We are a powerhouse here at Stones Live.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You guys got your Kevin Hart and your Phil Helm, you still can't compete. Stones Live. Ooh. All right, looks like Ebb's going to
takes
scoop
it
this
down.
one up. We just have to teach people you can watch both. I mean, I got the super high roller up on my screen right here. So
Yeah.
don't rat me out again, Mike.
Secret safe with me. Secret safe with me.
Nice hand by Ebb. Flops the best. Gets some money in there. Scoops a pot. Yeah, I think Ebb played it just right. So now Timon, our short stack, who has been a survivor all day, okay? This guy, we got to the final table, 10-handed, he's short stack, everyone's looking at him like, oh, we're gonna be at the 9-handed live stream in no time.
He just hung on.
Grinded out. We were at 10 players for a little over an hour. That's why we're starting so late. So Timon in the big blind, and now let's see what the action does around to him. Anyone paying attention should be putting some pressure on here with anything about 50% or higher of a hand. By that I mean a queen 7 or better, really.
Exactly.
Computer hands.
And it'll be interesting to see here if
And no one has anything. This is great for our short stack big blind.
it'll be interesting to see if Timon ends up folding here and he's faced with an all-in and moving on.
And the button's out, so we're heads up with Ebb.
Oh, and he's got an ace.
Ace-7.
Definitely getting it in.
Oh yeah. He's sizing up Timon's stack right now, saying, "Oh, check." Did he just tap the table?
Oh,
He's just calling.
what does that mean? Is that a call if you tap the table?
From the small blind, that would be. Yeah, it's like a putting it in. So we haven't seen Troubles cards yet. He's thinking Ebb just calls. We're not sure what Timon has, or Timon.
This is interesting.
I really
yeah.
hope I'm not butchering the hell out of his name all night. There it is, 9-3, so he's going to check as well. Everyone has live cards, and the 3 comes. Now,
Well,
honestly, I know he folded pocket 3s, but in this situation, I think hitting any piece of the board, you got to stick it.
Yeah. And he might just take this down with no contest.
What?
And he does. Wow.
It's very interesting to me that he just makes a continuation bet instead of sticking his whole stack. And what do you think about that? Do you agree with it?
Yeah, I mean,
He's survived on the short stack for a long time, so he must be doing something right here. But all I'm saying is I don't understand it. When I'm not short, it's all or nothing. My
Yeah.
decisions are easy. My chips are in or they're not.
yeah, like what's he going to do there if Ed puts them all in for his last
He's
2
calling,
big
of
blinds?
course.
He kind of has to, I
He's not
guess.
going
Yeah.
anywhere,
No.
right? Much needed chips for him there in C5.
Yeah, that's beautiful. If he picked up, 2-3 big blinds, no contest, that's the dream.
It's very
With
helpful.
9-3 offsuit in the
Yeah.
big blind. So I've never seen that before. So in a tournament, folds the little blind, and he taps the table like a check, and then tries to raise. That's not going to work?
If he has no, definitely would not work.
I've never even... Interesting.
Have you tried it before?
Definitely don't want to. It's interesting.
Especially, usually that's more common in situations where the small blind has a chip, like an oversized chip in for their blind, and you just tap the table. That's signaling that you're calling for what you're in for.
Okay.
Marty with the old Queen Jack suited, which looks just as appetizing as a Jack 10 suited, really.
It does. And he's got 11 big blinds here with Queen Jack suited, so this will be interesting to see what he decides to do, whether he decides to put in a raise, move it all in. Looks like he's going to open here to...
I think there's some yellow chips in that stack, maybe 42,000. And
and there's Timon.
Ace Queen suited.
Waiting for that spot. Beautiful spot. If he moves all in here, Marty is going to be...
I think he should go all in.
Of course. Oh, it's the only play here.
And he is... If he only ends up against Marty, he's
going to get a domination
nation here.
Yes. Oh, and you cannot call this. You have to move all in. You've got 6 big blinds. This is just such a standard shover here in the spot. This is what I call a fist pump shove.
Yeah.
You're excited about this spot, you know?
Totally. Break out the glow sticks, turn on some techno music.
Exactly.
Stick your chips in the pot. Bigger Ultra makes a good point. Only $195 pay jump. More likely to get there shoving. Let's go. Shove, shoveroo.
Oh,
What do you do?
God, wow.
Okay, we're going to have to get him in here for an interview and be like, hey, buddy, what are you doing?
Ace Queen suited.
Yeah. So Queen Jack raising, and this is actually a perfect example of aggression in a tournament.
Wow. My mind's pretty blown right now.
You really see this when you have two people have the same hand, like Ace King versus Ace King. Whoever is willing to be more aggressive.
I'm starting to think Timon has like $1 million prop bet that he can finish at least 8, or something funny going on here that we don't know about.
It could be. But then again, we have to say, as much as we don't understand some of the plays that Timon has made, I have seen him ride a short stack all the way to the final table the entire day. So there is also something to be said where we don't know what type of reads he's picking up on these players, and whatever he's doing is definitely working for him. So
True.
we can't really talk too much
We
crap.
both would be out with the pocket 3s, so we can't really say anything at this
That's
point.
true.
Right?
That's very true.
Yeah, and very, very fortunate butterfly effect there for Marty, who would have been totally priced in the call for another 50K, which would have been a significant amount of the stack right there. Really bad, so nice turn of events for him. Folds around to Ebb now in the cutoff, looking down at pocket 4s. Decides to go with the tighter route and let it go.
Everyone waiting for that ladder time. They want a little ladder motion.
Yep.
Just get me an extra $200, please. That's all I need. $200 more.
My life is complete.
And I'll be happy. I can get those Air Jordans I've been looking at all week. They still have Air Jordans?
Yeah, of course.
I need you to help me because I'm not in touch with anything cool anymore. I'm just an old man now. So I keep Long Car around. He tells me what's cool. All right, 19 minutes left here with 8,000, 16,000 blinds. This is the final 9 players for the Stones Gambling last Sunday tournament. $300 buy-in the last Sunday of every month. We guarantee 30 grand, but it's usually much more. And as you can see, this is a smaller field than normal.
Yep.
And we still have close to 40,000 in the prize pool. Last month was a little over 200 players, had over 50,000. So it's a great prize pool play for a great value. At a $300 buy-in, you get chips and play and structure like most you would have to buy in like a $1,500 tournament in most places.
Yeah,
So our tournaments here are great value. You get a lot of play, great structure. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the tournament director.
No, the structures here
Mike
are
will
super
say it
good.
for free.
Yeah.
Mike will say it for free. And that's how you know it's true.
No, the structures here are super good. That's the best part of Stone's tourneys. It's the best part.
Well, it's the second best part.
Second best.
They have the excellent tournament directors. You forgot about that.
Obviously.
That's the best
Obviously.
part.
My bad.
Get it right.
I'm not too far behind you on the age thing, you know. I'm getting a little old myself, you know. I'm gonna be 31 this year.
Oh my God, you are so old.
My girlfriend calls me a grandpa.
Yeah, I
you
can
know?
say you got some gray hair.
I know.
You noticed it?
I do. I got some gray
You
hair.
could dye
coming.
that
It's
out.
horrible.
I got a great dye
Oh,
person.
man.
I'll get you their number.
horrible.
It keeps you looking 10 years younger.
Oh my god.
You manicure too? Are you manicuring yet?
A little
You look
bit.
like a manicure.
A little bit. Yeah, I manicure. I take care of
Very
myself.
polished. You are less tan than you were last week.
I know, what
Marty,
happened?
I don't know. You need to go back to Hawaii and get it back. Marty with pocket jacks, so we should see some action here. You know, I'm going to ask Timon next time I see him. what the hell do you need to stick all your chips
Yeah.
in? Ace queen suited. I'm
Six
going
big
home. I'm
blinds.
sure.
Yeah.
I usually look down at that hand and I go, all right, I'm out. Here's all my chips. I know I'm out. But I'm not going anywhere. I know that too. We see Ebb fold a king queen there.
And here's Jeremy with ace king.
great
We should see
fold.
fireworks now.
That is, if he gets in there, that's what we call one of our classic races.
Yeah, and this is
I
just
say that for Veronica because she tilts when I say classic. It really bothers her.
yeah.
It's something with classic. I don't know. She doesn't like it. You can ask her next time you see her.
And this is just about as easy of a call as you're gonna get with pocket jacks raised to 40.
Is it though?
It really is.
Easy.
It's such an easy. It's such an easy.
I don't
call.
know if I agree with it being easy.
You raise up to a little over 2 times the big blind, and you get someone to shove all in.
I guess
for-
because of his stack, it's easy. But I can tell you how
9
many
big
times
blinds.
I've been in this situation with something like tens or jacks, and they got aces, kings, or queens, and I need to know how to get the read to know what they have because I'm sick of getting in my underpairs in.
honestly, it just has a lot to do with stack sizes here. If you're calling off a 9 big blind shove, pocket jacks is going to be way ahead of a 9 big blind shoving range, so you just call and hope for the best right here. There's the call. Massive butterfly effect here for both players on this big coin flip here. The classic coin flip.
The classic coin flip. It's a race, guys.
Oh, and here it is. Ace King needs that jack to hit now.
Wow. And
Ace
it
King's
looks like
open for
we're
the jack.
down.
Ace or king. Nope.
Jacks will hold. That's a rarity. It seems like to me. But good job for Marty is, I believe, a little less than a double up as he did have Jeremy covered. Jeremy will be our first casualty here at this last Sunday final table. $779. A little more than double his buy-in.
Great run.
Yeah.
And look at Timon. He's smiling. He definitely has $1 million bet going on. We
He
don't know
laddered
about
up.
it. He laddered
He
up.
did what he was
laddered
trying
up.
to do,
He did
right?
it. He did it.
But we've seen guys play this way though and move up 5-6 spots, you know.
That happens
and when
for sure.
These big stacks are going berserk, and you're just saying, hey, every time one of these guys goes out, I make an extra $500, you know.
Yep. I've had that happen before actually in a 200K guarantee tournament one time. Came into the final table with 10 bigs,
Yeah.
and I got heads up with 10 bigs, and I just folded,
And then you went out in second.
and then I went on
Yeah,
second.
okay.
Yes, as a 30-1 underdog.
Standard. Marty just getting frisky with jacks. He's a rag ace, and he is not going to screw around with it. And we are folded all the way around to Bob in the small blind with king queen, and he's definitely going to put some chips in with that. Now he has to be careful here because he is up against Robert, who is the chip leader and can damage him if he wakes up with something or decides to get frisky.
And Bob raised it up to about 3x right there and took it down. Here's our current chip counts. Timon's still hanging on, trying to ladder up another spot here.
I believe in him now. He's converted me.
I mean, I think he might just continue to float around 5 or 6 big blinds until we get heads up.
And Eb elects to put the glasses on. Hide those eyes, because the eyes are the window to the soul. And if you're going to read a player, you can do it through their eyes, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
David with ace-8. And now David really has a handle on this tournament poker thing, so you're not going to see him making a lot of mistakes. That being said, I think trying to limp in early position with ace-8 at this point, either raising or throwing it away.
Exactly,
But
yeah,
we'll see
maybe-
how it plays out for him.
Yeah, limping from early position, really just in a tournament is just really not the way to go unless there's a drastic situation where someone's really going crazy and raising every hand, you've got a big pair, there's really no reason for
And
it.
here's your exact reason why, because half the aces that your opponents could hold, they beat you. So it looks like we have a raise to 50 or 60,000. We'll get a chip count in just a moment.
Bob's looking to punish the limp, as they say. And now David put in a little bit of an awkward spot, 34,000 more to call.
And he would have to play,
Yeah.
he would have to be out of position the entire hand, and it's definitely not worth it. Sometimes you see the car wreck coming long before it happens. And the good thing there is a lot of people, they get committed before they see the action on the table, and then something changes and they don't reevaluate. They just go with whatever their initial thing was. And we see David clearly is capable of saying, oh, I made a misstep here, reevaluate and change course.
Yeah.
And that is why he's sitting on such a large stack at this final table, his ability to do that. All right, David up first with 7-8, gonna let it go. We got Ebb, 6-7, out of there. Tim definitely not playing Jack 3. He's gonna think about it for a while, I guess. I don't know. Robert, being a little quiet for a big stack. You know? I like to see big stacks really trying to take charge of the table. He is on the button with a suited King 10 here, though.
Definitely going to see an open.
He raises up to 42K.
That'll do it.
Looks like that'll do it. And maybe this is the beauty of how Robert plays, is he's just good at picking spots where he knows that no one has anything. You know.
Yeah, no, he's doing a good job of playing his position, just being patient.
King 10 suited, it looks beautiful from the button.
Yeah, it's definitely a really nice spot to raise the button.
We have a little conversation in the chat room about whether limping in the early position is okay. Maybe that's something we can talk about in a moment here. I mean, I don't think it's like your style.
No.
The only
You'll
time
never
I
see
would
me-
usually limp in early position is if I have a really active table and I picked up a monster of a hand and I want to try and re-raise. But usually, like, that's the only hand that no one raises.
Yeah.
So you end up like limped in an 8-way pot with
And
pocket
then
kings.
trapping yourself.
And there's an ace on the flop, always.
Yeah.
That's science. It's going to happen.
ER on 11.
Yeah, I really can't think of any time in a tournament where I'm going to limp, especially from early position. There actually is some times when it folds to my button and I'll limp the button
Yeah.
for certain reasons, but I'm really never limping from early position.
Why would you limp the button? What scenarios would you do that?
If I'm facing a hyper-aggressive player out of either blind spot that's been 3-betting me a lot, I'm going to take away that possibility from happening. So I might limp in some hands where I'll be willing to call a raise and keep the pot smaller.
Just controlling pots.
Exactly.
So Tony has raised it up to 38K here with 10-8, and Marty is going to come along and see what he can see with Ace-Queen, and a great flop for him. Although Tony does have that inside straight draw, I don't think Marty's going to give him an opportunity to see a cheap card here.
The TV function for the TV.
And in this hand really is
Let's
exempt.
go check.
Wow.
What
Yeah.
a bad turn card for Marty.
The only card you really don't want to see in the deck is the king. The only card.
But now he's going to go ahead and take a chance at betting. I think he probably should have done this on the flop, but still better late than never. He is stacking up a bet. And now also he needs to worry about the possibility of a flush draw or that Tony's in there with a king.
Yeah, and Tony's not going to really mess around here.
So Tony's going to let it go, and Marty will scoop another pot, some very much needed chips. They want to see Longcar play Dalton heads up.
Right.
That is Matt's 2 favorite poker players. Did you know you were one of Matt's 2 favorite poker players?
I do now. I did not know that.
The things you learn on Stone's.
I know, right?
Would you play Dalton heads up?
Sure. He's a friend of mine though, so
So just play a friendly game, not for money? Or do you take
know,
money from your friends?
I mean, you always gotta take
You
money.
take
I'll
money
take money
from
from my
your
grandma, even though I don't have a grandma anymore.
Take her money whenever.
Yeah. He knew. There we go, Timon.
There it is, King
You're
Queen.
looking down at King Queen suited.
Do
I'm gonna
it,
predict
buddy.
a fold.
Nope, you're wrong.
Ugh.
Whatever
God,
Lamar says
so
about
sick. He is
Timon,
the sickest.
just do the opposite.
Timon
okay?
is the sickest.
Did he let it go?
He folded. You've
Look,
got 5
this
big
guy
blinds
has
with King Queen
survived so
suited.
long in this tournament, and we cannot say anything about his play. He knows what he's doing. Tony with Queen 9, a very playable hand for Tony. He's been trying to get some momentum going. It hasn't really happened for him yet. But again, Tony's one of those players you can never count out until he is absolutely out. Even from a short stack, he's a dangerous player.
He is.
Marty with ace-4 suited, and he's been running really good against Tony. He would be able to play this hand in position, and he still elects to let it go. So someone that's as active as Tony kind of puts everyone off their game. They don't know. I mean, they know he can't be having that many good hands, but they don't know how he's picking his spots. So
Yeah.
it's hard to stand up to a player that's behaving like that at the table.
And you know, the most important thing in poker is always adjusting to the game. And Tony can sense how tight this table is, so he's going to open up even a little wider probably than he normally does.
Even more so on a live stream game, there's a 20-minute delay here, but you see some of the players have their phones in front of them. They are able to watch the stream, and it's on the screens around. So even in real time, people are seeing what you did 20 minutes ago.
That's
that
big.
means you even more than normal have to be mixing up your game and doing things different, because now they know every hand, 20 minutes ago. It's much easier to, that's what he was doing, and to adjust your game.
It's funny you said that. I was just thinking about that with Timon making those big folds. People know now if he comes all in, you got to be really scared of what he has. Like, you've seen
for
the big
sure.
folds he's made.
Yeah, for sure. They know it's going to be something huge. Okay, Barry with King Queen. It's offsuit this time. He's going to bump
raise
it
it
up
up.
a little. Bob does let a suited ace go, and Robert lets an even bigger ace go. Tony has King 10, and that's a good laydown. Ace-3 for Ebb, and unfortunately being out of position, it makes it tough. If he's on the button, he might go there. And Timon's acting like he's going to call, but we already know that is not happening.
We know.
We would need to have
You know?
something bigger than 3-7. Please Fold chimes in the chat room, says he wishes that Kathy made the final table. In all honesty, and I probably shouldn't say this because it's supposed to be remain completely unbiased, but now I'm in the booth on a delay, so I feel like I'm safe to say Kathy is one of my favorite players, one of, I have a few, and I was rooting for her to make it, but it just didn't work out for her. She did have a great run in the WPT
She did.
last week, so another solid player that's very fun to watch.
Yeah, no, she's a super crusher. Super nice. Kathy, yeah, she definitely
Hey, you recognize
represents-
this dealer? It's
Sean.
one of our newest dealers, Sean in the box.
yes.
And we're super excited to have Sean as part of our Stones team here. He's a great addition.
He is. Yeah, I've known him for a few years. Awesome guy.
I'm pretty sure they brought him here to replace me if I get out of line. I'm pretty sure that's the strategy. If I start getting too snippy, they're like, "Yeah, we have this other guy here.
Don't
He knows
say
what's up."
it's just horrible things. Come on now.
Alrighty, we got Bob limping in with a King Jack. My personal favorite hand. I usually like it suited.
The 4-5?
The Jack King
Oh, the King Jack suited?
for JK.
Oh, just friends.
Right, makes sense. And unfortunately, it's in a world of trouble here. David
wow.
wakes up with pocket kings. David's stacking up some chips for a raise here. Or at least he better be. Angry Pollock, welcome to the stream. We never steal, okay? Just so you know, we never steal. They come to us. Okay, so I believe it has been raised up yet. However, our action tracker has not caught up. but it looks like about a 3x. Just kind of eyeballing it here.
56.
56,000, and we are back to Bob. Oh, DeBerry didn't call.
And Bob calls. Oh, wow.
This is probably the worst thing Bob could see, because he's gonna now believe. Oh yeah.
Oh, wow. And he
David's
gets it
all
in, drawing semi-dead.
and an instant call.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. We need maybe chop
Bob-
run out
yeah,
or
Bob's
running
hoping for the
jacks
chop.
to win.
Bob would love a chop.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh my
The
god.
ultimate chop card.
Oh,
No,
my
that'd have been so
God.
dirty.
Aces, I'm sorry, kings full of aces gonna take this one. Bob with pocket kings. I'm sorry, David with pocket kings is gonna knock out Bob. He had him covered just by about 100,000. So there you have it. We lose Bob in 8th place, making 974, tripling his buy-in. And now we got 7 players left.
Yeah, the absolute dream for David.
Look at that mountain of chips. Don't you love it when you have to pull that in?
that's the
And you
best.
got to spend like 3 or 4 hands stacking it.
There's nothing better
You're
than
like,
that.
oh, one of them's us. You're gonna adjust it, move your. Yeah, it's a great feeling. It never happens to me, but I've heard other people. I've heard other people talk about how great of a feeling that is. You probably know.
A little bit.
There you go, 7 players left. David is now the chip leader with 54 big blinds, 871K. That was a massive pot. I think Bob started that hand with close to 400,000.
Yeah, that was huge. He is now our chip leader. And I love poker news. The guy with 3 bigs is a genius. Well, Timon's just laddering
so
up.
are we seeing it?
Laddering
Are
up.
we seeing it? Right now, his nitty play has got him up to $1,200 at a minimum.
There you go.
He can't do worse than that.
He can buy 2 or 3 Air Jordans now with the extra chub up.
Tony
He's gonna be styling.
with Ace 8. I fully expect to see him get a little aggressive here.
He's got 20 big blinds and no fear at all. So of course we're gonna see a raise from Tony.
And it looks like we did lose our screen, and that's probably just for a moment, guys. Bear with us. We still got about, looks like we're actually heading to a break here, so that's good timing. When we do take the break, don't go anywhere. Mike, I have a really exciting promotion to walk you through.
Yes.
We talked about it a little last week, but I got a lot of questions actually from the stream, so it got people's interest sparked.
Perfect.
But they still don't totally get it. It's kind of a complicated promotion.
I want to hear more about it. It's
Yeah.
good.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure even though we lost our clock, I know we are very close to taking a break here. It does look like players are getting up. Okay, so that's a 10-minute break, and if we got Bob, if you're listening, do you have a copy after this hand ready for us of that limit promotion? When the hand's over, we'd like to get that up there. We got Tony is going to take this down pre-flop with ace 8. That's the way to do it. All right, guys, you are watching Stones Live Poker. We are now on a 10-minute break for the tournament. We do this once every 2 hours. We let the players have a little stretch, get some smoky air, some fresh air, you know, whatever they're into. While they are taking a break, the limit hold'em flyer, just stick it up on the screen for a second. The limit hold'em promotion. The $1 million limit hold'em challenge. Yeah, okay. I just the $1 million sells it. That's how you know. So anyways, we're gonna take a quick look at this flyer, and then I want to show you, just leave it up there for a second, Bob. So you see there, that is the Stones $1 million limit hold'em event. Now, do we have one back here? We do. How this works is there's 3 drawing dates, okay? You get tickets for the drawings by playing any live limit hold'em game, whether it be 3, 6, 4, 8, which is mostly what we have, but 6, 12, 8, 16, and even July 24th. It's a Monday. I believe it's July 24th. We will be running on the live stream a 100, 200 limit hold'em game. It's gonna be insane.
That's awesome.
A green chip limit hold'em game. By the way, I have 2 seats left for that. If anyone wants to play, type join in the chat room and make sure you text your information to me. Any live limit game, you make a full house or better, and you will get a ticket that's entered for a drawing. Okay, there's 3 drawing dates. June 17th is they're all Saturdays. July 15th and August 12th. Now during the drawing dates, there's going to be multiple cash drawings. but 3 people on each of the 3 dates will win a seat into a single table limit hold'em tournament that will be played right here on Stones Live. All right, so the night of August 12th, when the last drawing is done, we will get those 3 players that won, and the previous 6 from the first 2 drawings will come play a 9-handed single table tournament. And if you go out 8th or 9th in that tournament, you are going to get $1,000. So you free rolled into this tournament, the worst you can do is $1,000. That's the best part, okay? 5th, 6th, and 7th place will win $2,000. Those last 4, they're not going to play anymore. The tournament's over at that point. At this point, all 4 of those players get to play the second game, which is the coolest game. Bear with me for a second here, because this is the coolest part, and you are going to want to hear this out, because you potentially could go home with $1 million in your pocket. I don't know if they're going to give you the cash that night.
I'm definitely taking that.
Yeah.
I'm only taking that.
Well, I mean, after you pay tax, it's going to be like $600,000. Still, it's worth it. It's worth it. I would take it. So this is what happens to the final 4 players, and we're going to do this live on Stones Live, okay? The final 4 players are all going to play a game where they have a special deck that is just all the 10s, all the jacks, all the queens, all the kings, all the aces. So 20 cards. Each card is individually sealed in an envelope. The players will all have a draw from 20s. It's not like you draw 5, there's 15 left. Everyone gets a fresh draw to draw 5 cards and open the envelopes live on the live stream. Now, depending on the hand that you make when you open those 5 cards, this is what you'll get paid. If you make nothing, just random cards. It's going to be hard to do with 20 cards. You're going to probably get something.
Yeah.
But if you make absolutely nothing, you still get $3,000. Not a bad consolation prize, okay? If you get straight, you're going to get $5,000. If you get a full house, $10,000. If you draw 4 of a kind, $25,000. But get this, a royal flush of any suit,
$1 million.
So that's crazy. And you know, people look at this and they instantly go, oh, it's you know, they've got the odds stacked, whatever. It's okay. Casinos are notorious for that. We got $1 million, and it's like impossible, right? What do you think, like, your chances if you bought like a lotto ticket of hitting the $1 million? Like, they say that you're more likely to get eaten by a shark, hit by lightning twice in a row, yeah, than to win $1 million lottery.
Yeah.
All right. This game, your chances of hitting a royal flush in this game are 1 in 3,800. That's pretty damn solid.
Yeah, I like that.
And aside from like getting like a crazy education at an Ivy League college and working your ass off for like 20 years, this is probably the easiest way to do it. I mean, you can work for it, but why when you can just win it?
That's right.
The really crazy thing about this is technically, and I know this is a long shot, but technically all 4 people could win.
How sick would that be?
Give away $4 million.
4
in one
millionaires
night.
right
And
here at Stones.
It could happen. I mean, but I'm inviting some media, like some of our local news stations and stuff like that, because I think it's a really exciting event and the very real possibility of us giving away $1 million here at Stones. If it happens, I think it needs to be broadcasted. And we will be live streaming it, so anyone with an internet connection could see. But I would like to have like some media pushing, like, oh my God, like we might have a new millionaire at Stones tonight. It would be crazy. Are you? I know you're not a limit player, but are you gonna try and get a couple tickets?
I am. I'm gonna try and get at least a couple.
Because even if you're not gonna grind this for hours, it is a random drawing. You're just making full houses to get tickets. I mean, you could sit in a game, technically. I talked to a young lady tonight who told me she just played a couple hands, got 1 ticket. She just wants her name in there. Just wants a chance.
You want a chance.
Just
a
wants
chance,
a chance.
Chance at $1 million.
And I mean, I would do it too. Guys in the chat room, if you have any questions about this event, feel free to ask. We try to explain it the best we can. Also, you can go to our website. If Stones Live Poker is still in there in the chat room, maybe you could post the link for them too. Unfortunately, employees are not eligible. I don't think you count, by the way. I think you're okay.
Okay.
You're not technically an employee. You are, but you aren't. You know, you're like in that gray area. But I have been sitting down from time to time just to play because honestly, limit hold'em to me. I mean, I'm not like a super crusher like you. I like play more for entertainment and enjoyment. And when I play limit hold'em, it's kind of relaxing to know, like, I can't be put to a decision for all my chips in one hand. You know, I can kind of play a wide range, see if I get lucky, and just have fun. And hey, did I make my hand? You know, just bet a couple chips. And so I learned playing limit.
I did too.
Limit, you know, so I have a soft spot for it.
I did too.
And it seems like it's kind of a dying game.
It's definitely gone
Everywhere
way
you
downhill.
go, it's no
Yeah.
limit. They want all-in poker.
Yep.
So it's kind of cool to see a casino like making a really dedicated push at building limit hold'em in Sacramento, because I feel like it's something we're missing here.
Definitely, yeah. I played all limit from when I was about 18, 19 years old. That was the only card room up in Seattle.
Oh, and
That I
then
could play at.
you could play it. It was 18
It
and
was
up.
18 and up. They had a
Okay.
3-6 with a kill.
Nice.
Played that every Friday and Saturday
So
night.
3-6 with a kill, it goes $4.59, $4.50 9 after the kill. Oh, it's a full kill.
It was a full
I didn't
kill.
think it'd have kill.
Yeah, no, it was
like
full-
they
it
have
was a full
50-cent
kill.
chips.
No, it was 6-12. And those were back in the days when the smoking laws weren't in place.
Okay.
So my mom, my parents hated it. I'd come home and I
Oh, yeah,
would
you
just
just
reek of
reek of
cigars.
smoke, yeah.
Reek of cigars.
That's actually one of the few complaints I have about going to the smoky casinos is, especially if you're grinding a tournament, sitting there all day, and you come home, you shower, it's just like you got smoke like dripping out of your hair. I do love that part of our environment here too.
No
that it's
smoking.
A non-smoking
No
environment
smoking.
is very
It's the
nice. Guys, less than a minute left, and we will be getting the players back to this final table. Thank you for listening
Yes.
to us tell you about this $1 million promotion. Bob, if you're still there, maybe we could throw it back up there for him one more time. And did we end up getting a link in the chat room as well? I'm not sure if we did. Bob might be on the last second of his smoke break. Oh, there we go. He's listening. Yeah, so check it out right there. Has some of the information, but if you want more detailed information, just go to our website, stonesgamblingHall.com, and you can get all the details you want. It's already going, so you need to come to Stones, play an any limit game, earn tickets. The first drawing coming up is on June 17th, so just a couple weeks away, and a ton of cash and seats in that tournament going to be given away. Should be very cool. I could think of a couple things I would do with $1 million or
Yeah,
$600,000.
a few things.
After the tax man
A
gets
few
here.
things. I'd spend it all in 2 days. It'd be all gone.
You'd be rolled for Sacramento poker really well.
Yeah.
I really hope someone pulls the royal flush when we get going with it. All right, guys, we are back. 10,000 and 20,000 blinds with a 3,000 ante. 7 players left. More than $10,000 up top. Good luck, guys.
What do you think? If you ask for cash, how much cash do you think Stones is going to give out if you did request cash?
For the $1 million
Yeah,
thing?
they're not going to give $1 million in cash.
Oh, I don't know how much they'll give in cash.
That'd be interesting.
I know we probably don't even have that in the cage right now. But I'm sure they have it worked out to how they're going to pay. Yeah,
Interesting.
So probably give you a little bit up front and then wire or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing, but
That's the least of your problem.
they're
right?
they're
At
smart.
that
They
point.
got it worked out. I guarantee you that. Poker News says he's buying me a car if he wins. Can I?
That's binding.
Can I pick the car, or are you picking the car for me?
What's the cap? 30K,
Yeah, what's-
40K, 20K?
That's a good question because I don't like. I'm not going to drive like a Kia or something. So. All right, so Marty's raised it up here, 50K with Ace Queen.
Lines are up to 1020 now.
And Tim and Queen 9 is not calling, is my prediction. Please fold, he's buying me Hot Wheels. Damn it.
Hot Wheels,
I knew it
come
was
on.
too good to be true. I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen fellow Stones Live commentator and limit hold'em expert Jake Rosensteel grinding out this limit promotion. The last limit promotion we
He
had,
went crazy.
yeah, he like lived it.
Yeah.
I got pictures of him like sleeping on the table and like with his hoodie over his head, like he just
All out.
getting his hours because it was all about your time at the table.
And Bigger Ultra just asked why no payout for a straight flush, and straight flush is going to give you. Oh, there is no.
Oh, that is a great question because I think in 10 through ace deck, though, there's no straight flush is a royal. There's only one straight flush possible.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
It's tens, jacks, queens,
That's why,
kings,
yeah.
and aces.
So
yeah.
that's the answer to your question, Big Ultra. There are no cards in that part of the game
It's just 20,
lower
the
than
top
10.
20 cards. Ace, king, queen, jack, tens of all the four suits for each card. Yeah. So your straight flush is a royal flush. Just tell him he draws a straight flush, he gets $1 million.
Yeah.
We're calling it right now. Any straight flush, $1
Any
million.
straight flush. Folds around a Tony in the small blind. And this is definitely something now that's going to come into play as he's seen. I think he kind of feels that Marty's been on his tighter side, so definitely wants to try and at least not give him a walk here. He limps in, and
These two have been battling all night,
Yep.
and Marty has been getting the best of it.
definitely going to see a raise here from Marty. Just a matter of how much. Tony's already thinking about.
Yeah, he wants to make a move so bad. You can just see him sizing up Marty's stack.
Yeah, he's done.
And making the good decision there. Something that he saw there said Marty was strong, and he was right.
There you go. He's going to upgrade your whip. He's going to upgrade whatever you have.
Actually, it's funny that you say that because I currently drive a Prius, so just about anything would be an upgrade. But I actually am buying the Tesla at the end of the year. So I guess you'll just have to buy me the Tesla I'm already buying.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we go.
Which is the new one, so it's not like crazy. The new one's only going to be like 35,000.
Okay.
Yeah. You saw
Okay, so just
the Model
35K.
3. The Model 3.
Nice.
He's gonna have $1 million.
Yeah, it's
35K
nothing.
is gonna be nothing.
It's nothing.
And I have it in the chat room. That's just like a verbal binding binding contract.
Got him.
Please Fold wants to know, is the promo game eligible for the BBJP? BBJP.
I've been trying to figure that out.
Something jackpot?
Oh, Babby Jackpot.
Bad beat jackpot. Okay. Yes, absolutely. And you still get hours. You get hours for your card for your hourly comp, and you earn hours starting tomorrow. You earn hours towards our 40K free roll in July.
Nice.
So you're earning hours for 4 different promotions in that.
Nice.
Definitely the most positive EV in the room right now.
Nice, definitely. Folds around to Tony with Jack 7 of clubs on the button. Staying true to form, he's gonna keep the gas pedal down and open raise here.
Why not? It's Jack 7 suited. And again, Marty picks up like a dominating hand, but it's going to be tough for Marty to call this and play out of position, I think. So now Marty would be in the small blind. It's a different scenario. The online Saint says that you should be a professional TV announcer. I totally agree. I would do radio because, you know, face for radio. You could be on TV.
no.
You're like, show them your blue steel, Mike. Show them your blue steel.
The blue
You know blue
steel.
steel, don't you? There it is. No one does a
No,
better
no.
blue steel than Michael Longcard. Maybe Ben Stiller.
Maybe.
We'll let him have it, just because we feel bad for him.
And look at Timon, 2 big blinds just hanging around.
Yeah, he's gonna ladder up to 4th place. Yeah, he's gonna be
He
in
is.
soon, whether he likes it or not. So he's
Yeah.
only got a small stack of black chips there, and the blinds are monstrous now, 10 and 20,000 with a 3,000 ante. Please
Missed
fold.
the screenshot of my blue steel.
Yeah. Oh, You can go back later. Actually, you guys, one thing that's great, if you're watching on our YouTube channel, we now simulcast on YouTube and Twitch. The YouTube, you can rewind in real time.
Okay.
So if you miss something, you can go back and screenshot it. So head over to the YouTube channel, and you can get Longcar's blue steel pose on there. It was pretty great.
And Robert's opening from the cutoff with King 10 suited. Unfortunately, he's running into Tony's Ace Queen of Hearts. And Tony has 18 big blinds.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a 3-bet here, too. Poker News 916 announces that Tillman is all in next hand, and his wife chimes in the chat room, says, "That's okay, I get a purse and a pair of shoes anyways." She's happy with him laddering up. Maybe that was it. He knew he had to buy the purse and shoes, so he just needs to ladder to 7th to get the $1,200, and now he doesn't care anymore.
The wifey metagame. Why didn't
Wife
I?
metagame,
I
yeah.
didn't even think about that.
The King 10 again for Ebb, and Ebb is not going to play though, and Robert gets away. Tony, his aggression is scooping another pot here.
So our current chip stacks. Timon now in the big blind with one big blind behind.
Ouch.
You've got to close your eyes and get it in there.
Yeah, this
you
is
have
it.
to understand now that you've been folding and folding and folding. You literally have to close your eyes now.
Yeah, just take a lesson
And
from
get
my
it in there.
dating strategy. Just close your eyes and get it in.
Close your
Oh God, did I say that?
Wow.
I have no inner monologue.
Close your eyes and get it in. Dating tips from Justin.
Oh, please, let's
Caritis.
not start the dating tips from Justin Caritis segment.
This is so good. This is totally a new segment.
A
coming
new
up now.
segment. It would be dating
Justin
tips with
Caritis.
Longcar, nonetheless. If we want dating tips, we want it from this guy right here. Okay, you don't want my dating tips.
Close your
I'd be
eyes
like,
and get it in.
My dating tips are like, honey, I'm playing video games right now. Leave me alone.
You guys heard it here first. Professional dating advice.
Professional. Yeah, that's the word.
So Tony raises up from the hijack with King Jack offsuit.
Tony
and
continuing his aggressive line here, and
Timon.
it's working great.
If there's any,
Okay. Do you see the chat room? We got Timon's wife. One of the best comments in the chat room of the night. No money, no honey.
no money, no honey.
money, no
Dang.
honey.
No money, no honey.
So Timon is all in with 10-6 suited. Tony's in there looking to pick him off with King Jack. It's a 60-40 split.
Oh.
The 10 comes. Good news.
Tony needs some paint.
Any painted card will work for him here.
There it is.
There's one of them.
Oh, and
It's a heart though.
he's got the backdoor hearts now. He needs a heart 10-6.
And there it is. Jen seals his fate with another jack. Trip Jacks has taken Timon out. Great game. Laddering up to 7th, riding the short stack for hours.
Yeah.
And to go out in 7th place, and his lovely wife getting a new pair of shoes and a bag.
That's right.
Congratulations to Timon for 7th place.
And more importantly-
and his wife.
He felt your dating advice to just close his eyes and stick it in.
Stick it in. This is gonna get taken out of context, by the way, just so you know. Do you remember last week when it was down to Ryan and Mann and Wilson on the final table of the 6-shooter, and we made the bet? And I said, you mean I get the two Asian players against the one white player?
Yes.
And I was like, instant bet. I got this. I got
Yes.
this. Yeah, someone got offended at that. I know, I was so sad because
Why?
I thought I was being funny, but I was not
It
being
was funny. Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Michael Longcar said
Come
it's
on.
funny. I'm going to go with what he said.
Don't be too critical. Come on now.
What a great final table that was, though.
It was.
And I won my bet.
Yes.
More importantly.
Yes, you did.
Yes. But if anyone was going to make a comeback, it was going to be Ryan. Guy was just getting all the right spots made. Yeah. 2nd place was very strong for him.
I like how it took 30 seconds for me to go.
Yeah, so great comment in there from Poker News 916 to everyone
It was-
else.
it- I
they
just-
can relax on. No,
It
they
was
don't.
it was stick it in, not get it
Yeah.
in. I want to clarify that. You got to say it right.
Stick it. That's all we're asking. When you got the short stack and you get a pocket pair, stick it
In.
in.
All right, so David raises to 40K, min raise, and Barry decides to defend with 7-5 offsuit from the big blind.
Barry with absolutely nothing here. And David bets. That should wrap it up. Quick hand there.
Shows the ace-8. Barry's our short stack with 11 bigs, and he's in the small blind, so he'll have a whole round to still play that double-digit stack. Everyone else is sitting pretty with over 20 bigs. Got a lot of play left. Everyone's guaranteed a smidge under $1,600 now, playing for the first place prize of $10,500.
I don't want to see any chops here. I want to see a champion.
Yes, just like last week.
I hate
Play
it when
out.
tournaments chop. It just feels like you watched a movie 3/4 of the way through, you know?
And the ending is cut off.
Yeah.
Yep. Yellow is the new black. Yellow chips.
And Tony's back at his old tricks again. Bumping it up with King 8, and Marty has just had his number all night.
Yeah, he's really ran into it here with Marty.
No, being Marty, put yourself in Marty's shoes and how active you've been against Tony and how lucky you've been to pick up these big hands against Tony. Do you think you might, at some point in this situation, maybe take a line just to call?
Yeah, and calling here is definitely an option. You know, you're by flat calling here, you're inviting someone else to come all in over the top. You're disguising the strength of your hand supremely here. You know, you really can't go wrong with flat calling or 3-betting. Either way is.
And he is going
does.
to go ahead and just flat call. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Unless, did he say raise?
Oh, maybe did we have verbal? Oh,
I think he might have said raise.
Okay, so something good to know here. If the player announces raise, which we didn't hear, they can put in the exact call amount and make a second motion for the raise. So we did not hear him say raise, but it appears as if though he did. And that looks like about another 100,000 on top or so. And that should initiate some quick folds around the table. And for those of you who never get to see much of Bob, that's him right there in the corner of the screen, micing up the dealer, making sure everything works right. A rare public appearance by Bob. Oh, there we go. We got Jen's voice, so that means everything must be good and going down there.
And Tony's definitely a little frustrated with.
Yeah, it's like
Marty just
every
left, but
time,
he
every
knows.
time.
He also knows that, you know, he just kind of. I think he has to know he's just kind of been running into it. It should be.
You
an
think
easy
he might
fold.
know, but yeah, he is gonna let it go. And just so lucky of Marty, it's not like Marty's like playing back at his aggression. Marty's just
Just having
literally
hands.
picking up great hands in those spots. And what better situation could you be in?
Please fold. You're my boy, Blue. Justin, close your eyes and stick it in Curitis. Here in the booth, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go.
Any dating questions?
Here we go.
Fire away. He is here for another few hours to answer all of your questions.
That's my answer to every question. Doesn't matter what you say.
Folds around to Robert now in the small blind.
I mean, you never know. There could have been some spots when Timon could have just stuck his chips in and hit a river card and been tripled up too and really been a contender now for a top spot.
Yeah.
I mean, in a tournament, you have to go into it thinking that you're shooting for the top spot. So a lot of times we do get questions about how are we able to see the cards. Just for anyone that's not familiar, the cards are RFID. They have antenna inside, and the little diamond that you see in front of the players, they put the cards on top of that. The sensor's right underneath there that allows us to see them. Depending on who you ask, some commentators say there's actually little trolls under the table that the players whisper their cards and then they run up and tell the people back there. But I go with the RFID explanation. It makes more sense to me.
A little bit. A little bit.
I'm a believer in science, so.
Oh, and very interesting spot here.
Barry sticks it.
David
with
limps in
Queen
under
10.
the gun. Ebb limps in to his left, a little weary of that limp under the gun. And Barry just looks at this and says, hey, I've got 10 bigs.
I like the play.
This is going to be very...
How can either of these guys call at this point? 200,000, ace 3, king queen. That's a very difficult call. I mean, David maybe can justify it, but he's not going to want to donk off chips. And Ebb, that's half his stack.
Yeah, this is most likely going to go fold. And once again, I mean, this is another hand here that just answers our question of limping in an early position. If David or Ebb had raised here, Barry wouldn't have moved all in.
Yeah,
it would have been a whole different situation.
Very likely.
And Barry's got to love that.
Oh,
See
yeah.
that king-queen fold face up?
Yes.
Come to Papa.
Very nice.
Aggression does win. Nice hand, Barry.
And now Barry, who hasn't been super active either, it looks very strong coming from him, you know. And now that the delay's caught up and all the players can see what he just did, now they're on alert.
Yeah, definitely.
20 minutes from now, you're going to see some very different play against Barry.
And that was a big chip up for Barry. He increased his stack by about 40% right there. That was
Nice having the
really
two,
big for
two
back in the
limp
game.
ins in front.
Yep.
It is helpful. Please fold as the hashtag never open limo. I agree.
Never open
You
limo.
want to let the chauffeur open the limo for you. It's amateur rookie mistake to open your own limo door, right?
It is. Very amateur.
You're going to be a baller, go all the way. I agree. Please fold. I always agree with you, man.
Never open limo. Folds around to Marty in the small blind with Queen 8 offsuit. Playing just under 30 big blinds.
A little nerve-wracking though, even though it goes blind and you're up against this massive stack on your left. You got to be very careful.
Open limoing is the worst. I like it.
You say, if you're going to spring on the limo, spring on a chauffeur, and he should be opening your door if he's doing a good job. Ace on the turn.
Both players check
No
the
one
flop.
really happy here.
And looks like David's putting a bet out on the turn. It's going to force the best hand to fold.
Jordi El Nino Polia joins us. Great name, by
Welcome
the
to
way.
the chat.
Love the chat name. We are here with the final 6 players of the Stones Live last Sunday 30K guarantee. A little over 10,000 up top, and one of these lucky gentlemen most likely going home with it.
Yep.
We are rooting against a chop situation. We want to see a champion.
That's right.
And do we have a ring or a bracelet for the winner or something? Ring pop? We have a ring pop.
A ring pop.
Yep. Whatever happened to ring pops? I used to love those when I was a kid, right?
used to love them too.
The nuts.
Yeah. Ring pops. I used to love the rock candy too. Have you ever had rock candy in a while?
The ones that popped in your mouth?
Yeah.
Pop rocks?
Yeah, pop rocks.
Yeah, pop rocks.
What'd
are
I call
great.
it?
Rock candy.
Rock candy.
I think that is actually a different thing.
No, it is a different
The
thing.
rock
It
candy
a
is like
different thing.
crystallized sugar on a stick.
You know what I was
right?
talking about.
Yeah. I had a feeling it
Pop
had to be
rocks.
pop
Pop
rocks.
rocks.
They had those off the market because some kid out in the Midwest or something,
man, come
he
on.
ate like 10 packs of it and drank a bunch of sodas and blew his stomach out. Yeah.
That really happened?
As far as I'm aware.
Wow, that's
they were
crazy.
off the market for a long time when I was a kid.
Pop rocks.
And then I don't know what they did. They changed them and brought them back. Or maybe they just said, hey, if someone's dumb enough to die that way, let them die. I don't know.
I did not know that. So David limped in out of the small blind with 6-5 of hearts.
Ebb in the big blind with King 10.
Ebb made it 3x to 60K and takes it down.
Everyone is being pretty cautious right now.
Yeah, everyone's really kind of weary. No one's, everyone's trying to make sure they're playing mistake-free poker right now.
Poker News 916 is calling me out on the Pop Rock's stomach explosion. He wants to do Snopes and check it out. Check it out.
Check it out.
Prove me wrong.
Someone do
Prove me
some
wrong.
research for us.
I don't care. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It'll be the third time this year. I'll take it. I want to say that Tony was wearing this exact same getup the last time he was on a Stones Live final table. I think it was the same jacket, hat, and glasses. I know for a fact it was the glasses because he always wears those Prada glasses. Very fancy.
So he has the same.
I think that's his look.
He
I
uses
think
your
that's his
girlfriend
look.
theory with his clothes. He just closes his eyes and sticks it in.
Sticks them
his-
on with the
sticks his
clothes.
arms
Stick
in.
them on. Stick them on.
Okay, stick them on.
Yeah, it's different.
Oh, so that's a whole. That's okay.
There's many approaches that you can
So
use.
you can close your eyes and stick it on.
You'll learn.
Okay,
You'll learn.
okay.
Yeah. We'll
Okay,
teach you.
maybe we can talk about this after the show.
In due time, grasshopper.
So David raised the button here with ace 10.
Couple diamonds out on the board.
Barry defended with ace 9. And it looks like both players just checked it out. David shipped with the notched ace 10.
And David continuing to grow his massive chip lead. Has he approached $1 million yet?
Got to be just about there. Yep,
Oh,
just
yeah.
under.
Close to $1 million. That's almost a third of the chips in play with 6 players left. Pretty good position to be in.
Yeah, almost a 2-to-1 chip lead over second in chips. The dream spot right here, 6-handed.
We're learning all sorts of fun things in the chat room tonight. Apparently you can make a small bomb with Pop Rocks and a diet soda.
Nice.
I believe it. Well, that's what that kid did. He made a bomb in his stomach.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So that's an example where the strategy doesn't work very good. He opened his mouth, stick it in, blew his stomach out. That's bad.
It's so bad.
So you'd be very smart about these things.
So that's tip number 3 is don't close your eyes and stick it in your mouth.
Oh God.
Don't do that. That's not good.
Yeah, that's
Keep the
bad.
eyes open.
Pop Rocks, right?
Pop rocks, of course.
Okay, I'm just making sure. This is starting to get weird.
Okay, back to the action. David raised from the cutoff with Jack 10. Barry is shoving all in with a mystery hand here for
Ooh,
12 big
mystery
blinds.
hand. My favorite.
And really, no matter what he has, it looks like he is going to get through and take this down. David can't really like calling off a fourth of his stack with Jack 10 offsuit,
Well,
but he's thinking about it.
he is starting to get suspicious of how active Barry's starting to become, and it's always an all-in play. He's not happy about folding, but
Yeah,
he is going to
he's-
make the right laydown.
Yep.
And I say right, even not knowing what Barry has, because pre-flop there with a hand like Jack 10 to put a significant portion of your stack at risk just could never be a positive EV play.
And Barry's ratcheting up the ladder. 10 big blinds to 16 big blinds now with no contest. Always taking it to a whole new level.
All right, looks like we are getting a quick deck change here, and we will get the cards flying in just a moment. 13 minutes left at the 10 and 20,000 level. 6 players grinding away for a top prize here of $10,000. Oh, it's very hot in here tonight, huh?
It is
I'm
warm.
drinking extra water trying to stay in front of it.
That's advice. That's tip number 4. When
Drink
it gets
lots
extra
of
hot
water.
and you're standing in front of it and it gets extra hot, you drink lots of water. That's dating advice. Tip number 4.
When it's hot, drink water.
When you're standing in front of it and it gets hot, you drink water.
Oh my God.
Your words, not mine. Your words. You are the guru.
I feel like
I'm just
being,
soaking it in.
I'm being taken out of context here. Poker News 916 wants to know if I have any advice for blind dates.
Okay, this will be interesting.
Yeah, I think you wear dark glasses so you're blind as well, so you have the same experience, right?
Well,
so
yeah.
If she's blind, then you be blind, and you guys can be blind together.
So sometimes
Blind date, you should be blind as well.
sometimes you don't need to close your eyes and stick it in. You just have your eyes closed the whole time and stick
No,
it
this is not a stick it in
Oh,
thing. This is a
okay.
blind date.
in. Okay.
You're going to be
getting-
blind too.
Okay.
If she's blind, you're going to be blind, so you're on the same level.
Okay.
Did you know that Barry has pocket jacks?
I did not know Barry has pocket jacks. There's a poker game going on? I totally forgot. Okay, so Barry raises to 70K. A little bit large on the sizing here, 3.5 times the big blind.
Yep.
On the button.
My replacement, by the way, is standing right in front of us. That's the guy they brought in. If I get out of line, boom, he swoops right in.
Sean is on it.
This guy's got the skills, so he can do it. I gotta be tip top now, so no more sticking it in top. All right. Trying to save my job here. Tony with mystery cards, not sure what's going on there because they're on the sensor. We can see them.
And this is very interesting here that Barry raised to a larger amount with pocket jacks. It looks a little weaker as it's coming from the button. It's a little larger than normal.
Yep.
It smells like a weaker, I'm ready to raise fold this type of hand.
Tony was 6'4", though, not much to think
No.
about. And Barry on a nice little rush.
Barry's on a really nice rush. Yeah, he's building up his stack. He's almost doubled up from where he was without any contest from 11 to 18 by picking his spots, and he's right back in the mix. Everyone's right in this game now.
Service is there, guys. Grab your drinks. No one drinking here. With 10 grand up top, everyone trying to stay as sharp as possible. Pretty nice to buy in for 300 and have a chance at 10 grand. Maybe one day. Maybe one day, Mike.
This summer.
It'd be great. Yeah, I'm going to Vegas end of June. Going to play a couple dailies at Aria and a couple dailies at the WSOP. That 235 daily they run during the series.
Yep.
It's a great tournament. Great
is.
structure.
It
They
really
get
is.
700-800 players in that thing. So
Yep.
I think I'm going to just splash around in that, have a little fun. Dealer Jen there at the table, saying hi to someone over there, has recently become infatuated with skydiving. Yeah, she did it for her first time, and I think she's gone like 3 or 4 times so far. So
Nice.
if you're ever looking for a skydiving experience, she'd be the one to talk to. She's got the whole thing down.
I went for the first time last year.
Oh,
It was
cool.
amazing.
So I hear. I don't jump out of planes while they're still working. That's my policy.
Yeah.
Tip number 6 for the night.
Okay.
If the plane's working, I stay on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You stay with.
If the plane starts to crash, I'll jump. Yeah.
Otherwise, why?
That's my rule.
Okay. I like it. Skydiving day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why not? If you like someone enough, you would do it. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. You get a date. What do you want to do? Let's go skydiving.
Go
I'd
jump
be
out of a
like,
plane.
God damn it. Okay.
And to answer your question, I am not sure at all what events I'm playing this year. I have not.
Oh, you haven't even
yet.
decided yet?
I don't even know what day I'm going out yet.
Oh.
Fold you on to Marty in the small blind with ace 10 of hearts. Looks like he's counting out a raise into the chip leader.
I like ace 10 of hearts in the small blind, getting a little frisky there. It's a good
And-
hand to do it with. That would be interesting.
Now we're talking. Mile High Club.
And there you can take a look at the stacks and see everyone except David is actually pretty close. David with about 8.5, 850K plus. Yeah, I really don't have any desire to skydive. I did skydiving in virtual reality, and it was pretty cool, but it was cool enough.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
I definitely never had that much shock, like just complete shock. I kind of,
Because your body thinks it's going to die.
Yeah, it was just
Even
like
though you know the parachute's going to get pulled, your body's like, this is it, right?
it was definitely probably
It's like nothing like flirting with death to get high, right?
Exactly. Yeah, the breathing was almost a little difficult right at first. Like right when I jumped out, it
yeah.
took me 5 or 10 seconds just to be able to like breathe calmly.
Well, the air's thinner
Yeah.
anyways, right? Isn't it already more difficult?
Yeah, it was just it's funny because I asked the guy on our way up, I said, hey, what's the time usually from when we jump out to when you pull the chute? How long does that take?
Yeah.
He said it's always about 60 seconds.
Okay.
And when he pulled the chute, in my head, the first thing I thought was, wow, that felt like 15 seconds. Like I would have guessed it was 15 seconds, so it went by so fast.
Oh, yeah.
So crazy.
Madinio wants to know what the starting stack in this tournament was. It's 20,000. You have 40-minute levels the whole way through. Nice slow structure. It's pretty typical for this tournament to go over 12 hours, sometimes 14. In rare occasions, we have a big field, a lot of chips in play. It's gone 6 hours one time. I remember that night. I was one of the commentators. It was a long night. Yeah.
6 hours.
6 hour final table. The whole tournament was like 16 hours total.
That was the Justin night?
That was the Justin night. We were like falling asleep in here. Like it was amazing. Every time there was an all in, the short stack won.
Wow.
I've never seen anything like it. It was incredible. That stream gets talked about all the time. Like, remember that time you guys were stuck in there? And Justin Kelly had to work at like 6 a.m. the next morning at his real job.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Dalton being very mean in the chat room, says he wants to push us out of a plane.
That's not very nice.
What a jerk.
Folds around to Ebb in the small blind with queen 5 of diamonds. Looks like he is going to raise. To 50K. Interesting flop now. Ebb flops middle pair. He's got to like his hand here against a random hand. Barry with a gut shot straight jaw and 2 overcards.
Yep, Ebb is going to stick some chips in there. Barry has been pretty active lately too. I don't think he can do much here. He's basically looking. He probably in his mind thinks he's just looking for a 6. Little does he know an ace or an 8 would work too, but not really worth the risk there with Ebb showing considerable strength.
It's definitely pretend water. And we are definitely seeing the awesomeness of this blind structure with everyone being here, being able to maneuver and wait and be patient. And
We look at average stack right now is about 25 big blinds.
That's nice.
And throughout the entire tournament, it does hover right around there.
that's nice. Looks like Marty's counting out a raise here with ace-3 suited from the hijack. 4 hands behind him. Everyone's been playing rather snug here, so he's going to raise it up with the suited ace. And take down the blinds.
Marty continuing to grow that chip stack. I do believe he's second in chips right now. But in probably the worst position on the table, having the chip leader by more than 300,000 sitting directly to his left. Canadian shooter,
That's a good
always
one.
love having you in the chat room, buddy. He says he used to be addicted to soap, but he's clean now. Love it. Great joke. Marty finally found a hand he can let go of. And we are going around the table here, seeing if anyone is ready to put some chips into this pot.
I was just going to say, if it's folding to Barry's button, I'm predicting that he is going to raise.
Ram jam.
It's like a raise to
40? I'm going with 40.
Randy in the house.
Is that Randy twice?
Randy. So Barry raises the button with the mystery hand of 50K. Tony looking down at pocket sixes. And this will be interesting to see how he decides to play this. You're facing Barry, who's been opening in position. You got pocket sixes. You've got Barry covered. And he does say the word raise.
He has him covered, but not by much. I mean, losing a pot to Barry leaves Tony with 100,000, and with the blinds at 10 and 20,000, that is not a good position.
And just from Barry's body language, it looks like he is going to fold. A little nod there. He's got a ring on his left hand, so the wifey factor is
Yeah.
in play. The wifey metagame is a real thing going on at this
We
final
did
table.
not get an opportunity to see Barry's cards there, but he does elect to not go up against Tony's pocket sixes. And it looks like we're swapping another deck. Maybe have some technical difficulties. Might be why we can't see Barry's cards there. So maybe the new deck will fix it. Jen definitely getting some workout with her shuffling skills.
Alright, my players, it is midnight. Everybody's minute to get dealt in. Time to do a rack stack.
Sound like someone's having a lot of fun out there in the poker room.
It does, yeah, it's a little loud
Are
here right
you
now.
are you gonna jump into one of these games and grind a little bit tonight, or are you just here for poker commentary and maybe a cocktail?
I'm actually going to get out of here. I'm exhausted.
All right.
I've been up super early, but I'm going to be here all day tomorrow. I'm going to grind all day into...
What's going on tomorrow?
Nothing.
Oh, just some cash action.
Just play cash all day and then hop into the stream here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And
Yeah, you and Jake.
That's right.
Yeah, it
That's
should be a
right.
great
Yeah.
show. You've been paired up with Jake in here before,
I
right?
have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Very cool. Jake's very analytical. I love listening to Jake talk about poker. The way he dissects the hands is, let's just say I don't think anybody does it better than him.
Yeah.
So,
I definitely
Be good
enjoy
to have
the
you
booth.
guys again in the booth tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've got a great lineup tomorrow. As of right now, I have a stream favorite, Bill H, in the game, and also another old school stream favorite that hasn't been around for about 6 or 7 months, making his triumphant return. Anybody that is familiar with the stream will know the name. AD is returning. Do you know who AD is?
I do.
All right,
I
AD
do.
will be in the game as well. It should be a pretty smash-up game for you guys to talk about. All right, Marty with Jack 9 and Tony with 10s, and finally, Tony gets in good against Marty.
And Tony's really disappointed here. He limped in out of the small blind, praying that Marty would raise as he's been doing.
Alright.
Yeah.
But does not this time. And
Midnight is
Tony definitely doesn't love this board, but he's going to put a bet out here. And this is one of those spots where you really don't mind if your opponent just folds. And
Now,
you move
how
on.
sick would it be? I know this won't
the
happen.
10,
I know
the
Marty's
10.
going away, but how sick if he called and
The
hit
10.
a 10?
Oh,
Yeah. No way we'll get to see.
nope.
Dalton is in the chat room asking to be put on tomorrow's game. I may have a spot. Text me and I'll get back to you in the morning, okay? 6 players remaining, and we have been grinding at 6 players for quite some time now. However, the blinds have increased. We're now at 15 and 30,000 with a 4,000 ante. One of my favorite, you can go back and watch it on Crush Live Poker when they do the Hand of the Weeks, was Kyle G was in a hand with AD, and AD had 4s and Kyle G pocket kings, and the flop was 5, 6, 7, and they get it all in on the flop, and then boom, 8 right on the turn. It was like a 6K pot. So insane. One of the more exciting smash up hands we've had in our first year history here on Stones Live.
So Robert's in the cutoff with pocket 5s. Looks like he's going to open.
And Robert does put the chips in there, and Tony instantly asked to see his stack.
And it looks like the blinds just went up to 15-30.
15 and 30, yes.
And we have a question here. Who do you think is going to take first? Justin, who do you got? Who's your pick?
Well,
I know my pick.
I mean, Tony's an obvious favorite. He's
Yeah.
got the chips. We know he's got the skill. However, David has been kind of dominating this table. So between those two, I would say are your best shots. I probably would have picked Robert at the very beginning, but he's been staying a little too quiet for my taste. I think with the big stack, I would like to have seen Robert be a bit more aggressive. However, any of these guys really have a shot at this point, you know? I have a lot of favorites at the table.
I'm definitely rolling with Tony.
Hard to pick, yeah.
He would have been my pick right from the beginning. And looks like David's just gonna flat call here with ace queen suited out of the big blind. I really would have liked to
Wow. What a flop.
Wow.
David picks
Wow.
up the nut flush draw, and Robert flops a set of 5. Sick.
Oh, wow.
They get it all in. And it's going to be good news for somebody. Too bad they can't run it twice.
Yeah, right. So
Here comes
David
the
looking for
turn.
a spade. And there
That's
it is.
it.
Robert locks up the win with a full house on the turn.
Deal. And that is going to be a huge double up. And we were just talking about that. Robert not playing that aggressive style from previously being a big stack at the table.
And he hit the king of spades on the river just to
Well,
give a little insult to injury.
Yeah. Just being
Wow.
very patient and waiting for the right spot, and there it is. So his patience pays off now. I think that's going to put him up to about 800,000.
And I would have really liked to see David repop their pre-flop. You know, you're facing a cutoff raise from someone who got covered more than 2-1. You've got ace queen of spades. Robert's been opening a fair amount from position there. You know, if he 3-bets, most likely we see Robert get away pre-flop, but
I mean, both of them just flopped monsters.
yeah, very unfortunate flop for Barry or for David there.
Would have been more exciting if the spade came on the turn and then
The king
pair
of
the board
spades
on
and then the
river.
3.
Yeah,
That would have been nice.
reverse them and we get a little more oohs and ahs. But same outcome.
And that's a big part of running good right there. You know, if David had re-raised pre-flop, we'd probably see a fold there from Robert. Instead, because of the decision that David made, he's now chip lead. So
And basically we just shifted the chip lead.
yes,
Lynn Dalai wants to know, says I evaded her question, or his. I'm not sure if it's a guy or girl. I didn't evade the question, did I?
you didn't give it back.
I did. I said Tony.
Okay, you got Tony.
Well, I just think it's not like a personal favorite.
Yeah.
It's just looking at this table. I think Tony is probably the most skilled player at the table, and I think with his chip stacks, like he's in a good position to take it down. You know, he's not the top stack, but a player like Tony doesn't necessarily need to be the top stack to be a favorite.
That's right. And we see Barry make a very, very, very standard shove here with 7.5 big blinds with ace queen. Definitely a fist pumping shove right here with ace queen with 7 bigs. You gotta love the spot. get through a ton, get it in good a lot here when you get called.
Ebb looks down at King Jack. He might want to gamble here. However, these spots are so tough, knowing that if you lose, you're in such a bad position. However, he's got to be thinking with Barry's stack, he's getting a little desperate, and his range of shoving hands is probably pretty wide.
Yeah, that's right there.
Did he call?
He folded.
Oh, okay.
And yes, to answer your question, Linda Lai, Tony was my pick.
Canadian shooters in the chat room doing his best to get banned. Linda Lai says learning the game. So I think that Stones Live is a great stream for people trying to get more familiar with the game and learn it, because we do have a lot of great, very knowledgeable commentators. Tonight it's just one, it's just Michael. But we like to walk you through the action and let you know what goes on every level that we see, you know. Like Justin Kelly's really good at talking about tells. Jake Rosensteel, very good at breaking down hands and talking strategy. I think you're really great at kind of putting the big picture into terms that are easily understood. So we have a wide range of talent on the stream.
Yeah, we definitely do. And this is right now at the point of the final table here with the big blind hitting 30K. Stocks are getting significantly shorter. Players are definitely going to be forced to play a lot more hands here. Folds around to David now on the button. Looks down at King 10, which is
Gold.
100% a hand you want to open with here in position. And see if he continues his min-raise strategy. Yep. Barry looking down at Jack 9 offsuit. I'm going to predict that Barry is going to call 30K and go to the flop.
His body posture is saying call, but I feel like...
No, there it is.
Yeah.
Get away. He wanted to.
Yeah, he did want to for sure. So David will scoop it up with King 10. Especially six-handed, your range needs to become so wide because you are just getting eaten alive by blinds and antes.
Yep.
There's Timon behind the table celebrating his wife's new purse and shoes. You know, there's a lot to be said just for Tony's experience of playing final tables on live streams as well, because the live stream, it does change the strategy when people are able to look 20 minutes into the past and see what you're doing, what moves you're making, what your tendencies are. And with no question in their mind, there's no guessing and putting people on a range. You wait the delay and you know exactly what's going on. But, you know, he's had a lot of experience, so he knows how you have to constantly change your strategy. And I have to think, and maybe you have the similar mindset if you're playing on a live stream, that you might already have like a preset 3 or 4 different gears, and that you're going to be constantly shifting between those gears given the situations.
Yeah, no, that's totally true.
Because the more information people have, the more you have to work to throw them off.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely interesting playing on the live stream sometimes. It definitely it changes things sometimes, even with your thought process on the way you play hands.
You don't want to look like stupid, like
Exactly.
you made a dumb call, and now everybody knows, everybody saw it, you know? And now you got to spend the next month explaining why you did it,
Yeah,
what
exactly.
you thought they had. But I mean, poker, it's so easy when you see all the cards on the screen, right?
I know, right?
You sit down at the table, it's like, hey, what's going on here? I can't see your guys' hands? This game just got a lot harder. Look at that wall of chips in front of Tony. He's got all the black chips and he's got them stacked up. Nothing's getting by that wall.
only one player now has over 20 bigs. A result of all the tight play we've seen now with the
Yeah.
blinds catching up and no one having a bigger stack. Folds around to Barry. I'd really like to see this shove right here. 100% standard shove here with
You called it.
eight big blinds on the button with threes. You're getting it in. Folds to you on the button with 8 big blinds. Your shoving range should be very wide. Any pocket pair, any
What if
ace.
someone opened in front of you?
Then it's probably just a fold. It is a fold.
Tony announcing, if you can hear the table talk, Tony announcing that he almost peeled off, he said. Said he's looked down, saw a king, and he almost peeled off. What's that mean, peeled off? That's just shove? Is that a peel off?
I think he's referring to trying to peel off another king with it underneath the king. What strategies would you use at this point in the game to win, Mr. Commentators? I think Justin's dating tip number 1 comes into play at this point.
He's never going to let it go.
Just closing your eyes and just sticking it in is probably the best way to go at this point
For a short stack.
for a short stack.
Yeah. Well, that's only for the short stack.
Only for the, okay, so we're taking it to the next level here now. So only if you have a short stack should you close your eyes and stick it in.
Yeah, it's kind of like pin the tail on the donkey,
But
right?
if you have a big stack,
Then what? Massage the pot a little, right?
if you have a big stack,
Oh, God.
massage the pot a little
Here
bit.
we go.
Massage it. Don't keep your eyes open.
Eyes wide shut. No, but seriously, to answer that question, if you're here six-handed at this table, if you're a big stack, I think that the best thing that you can do is look for positions where you can exploit the blinds, take it. Did I say I said something bad again?
No,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just thinking about massage the pot. I'm sorry.
Exploit the blinds, try to steal as many chips as you can, especially because people looking to ladder up in these situations, they're going to tighten up, they're going to play a little nittier than normal, and it's a great opportunity to steal blinds. Now, if you get really short, that is where you want to just stick it, because you're basically looking for a spot to take a stand and get back in the game. When you only have 5, 6, 7 big blinds, I mean, making a 3x raise is almost silly. Like, if you're going with a hand, you're going with it. You know, you're not gonna raise or re-raise and move all in. Just go in. You actually get some extra equity. They call it fold equity. By being aggressive in that spot.
And this is really interesting to me that Robert decided to open limp the button with ace-9 off, so he did not raise. Marty got to check his big blind.
Well, I think he raised.
Did he raise
Yeah,
pre-flop?
he raised to 65K pre-flop.
Okay.
It was slightly bigger than a 2x raise.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Sometimes the graphics just take a second to catch up.
So now Lynn just asked, what if you're in the middle? I'm pretty sure she's talking about poker right now, not dating. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. I can only keep so much in my head right now.
Quite literally. Okay, so middle stacks. Long card.
My mom's watching. Okay. Yes.
Get serious.
Okay.
You're the best guy to talk about the middle stacks. That's always where you're at. Every time I see you in a poker tournament. Very rare that you're riding a short stack because you've stuck it in. But on the big stack, I'm not trying to needle you here. But I rarely see you with massive chips. I usually see you like better than average. Riding a little ahead of the curve. And it's you'll take that all the way to the final table and then look for your spot to dominate that table once you get there. But what's your middle stack strategy?
Just it's kind of it's funny. The toughest questions to answer are always the simplest questions.
Well, what do you do? I mean, I know there's no blanket thing because there's other people doing stuff at the table. But what is your overall strategy? A more aggressive one, or more like picking your spot? Like, it's somewhere in between.
Something right in between there, yeah. And definitely, I think, honestly, for me, it's always just adapting to the table. You know.
Number one thing, yeah.
Yeah, and if you got a middle stack, if you have like a an average type of stack, you're always gonna have a lot of maneuverability. You want to try and just abuse shorter stacks. Only get into pots with bigger stacks when you have it.
Well, like, are you just trying to level up a couple spots, or are you trying to play for first
I'm
place?
always playing for first.
Right, so you're always playing for first.
Unless there's unless we're right on the bubble, always just trying to be aggressive in the correct spots and just trying to get good spots. I'm not really. It's such a tough question to answer.
Yeah, especially because there's always going to be different dynamics at the table. Is there anything to be said for, and I think I already know the answer to this, but when the table's playing really tight, you want to be very aggressive.
Open up.
And when the table's very aggressive, you want to tighten up. You
Sit
always
back
want
and
to
wait.
try and be doing the opposite of what your table's doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
It can be quite a balancing act. Tony looks down at an ace-5 offsuit, and he's grabbing for chips. We might see a little raise out of Tony here. I almost never expect to see a limp out of Tony.
No, definitely not. Yeah, and Tony's had a lot of good raising spots in late position. He's just been really running into it a lot.
Now this
Hoping to
time,
kinda break through
Marty
here.
does not have a hand.
Yes.
Tony gets lucky here because Marty has just had his number.
Yes.
Marty with King 7 that time lets it go. We are folded around to Ed with Jack 4, and that should be a quick wrap up here.
Pun intended?
Very punny, guys. Very punny.
Definitely not. Definitely not. And everyone's still just hovering around their current stack size.
This is a true grind
This
right
is
here.
really a grind.
Everyone waiting for everyone else to make a mistake.
Yeah, and it's not going to be too unlikely here that we're going to go six-handed when the big blind hits 40K, and that's when this game is really going to change.
It's going to be brutal. The antes will also be up at that point to 5,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And we got the camera on Robert there. Get over to Tony. He's in the hijack with Jack Deuce. Marty looks down at Ace Jack.
Looks down at Ace Jack from the cutoff with 15 and a half big blinds. Definitely going to see a raise here. Looks like a min raise to 60,000.
And that is crazy to me right now
75,000.
that the min raise would be 60,000.
Yeah.
The blinds are so huge.
So 2.5x with Ace Jack. Folds down to Barry in the big blind, who moves all in with King Queen.
Barry playing that short stack strategy to a T.
And, for the current situation here, you're facing someone who's been overly shove happy in a lot of spots. It's a 10 big blind shove. It's only 7.5 more big blinds to call. You have him covered. You got to call here.
What about an overshove? What about coming back over the top? Oh, this? Tough decision here for Marty, though. I mean, it is six-handed. Ace Jack is gold. Barry has been very active, which means he could be shoving with the wide range. But this is for most of Marty's chips. If he were to go here and he loses, he's left behind with 140,000. Very tough spot to be in, and he reluctantly is going to let it go. I'm going to step out for a moment.
Okay.
The booth is all yours.
All right.
You're the man of the stream.
Okay. Hopefully I don't get, you know, life band, continuing on some of the conversation?
We shall
No.
see.
Okay.
I'll be back in a moment.
All right. All right, so Barry there just showing the power of aggression. Moving all in pre-flop with the worst hand and taking it down. Stack sizes are definitely shrinking up here as everyone's staying alive. 6 left, still vying for that 10,500 first place prize. Tony looks down at red jacks under the gun. Definitely going to see a raise here from Tony. Playing just under 20 big blinds. Tony opens up to just under 3 times the big blind with pocket jacks. And gets through and takes down the blinds. Sam the man in the house. What's up, buddy? Doing good, man. Good to see you. All right, so the current chip stacks, there we go. We've got 4 players with 10 to 13 big blinds. Every single one of those guys is hoping that another player from that little group will bust. They can move up the pay-up ladder. Action will start on Marty, who will fold the 10-4. Roger that. David now looks down at ace-queen offsuit, playing about 14 big blinds. And he will raise. Looks like 100,000. Folds around to Tony in the big blind. And David scoops the pot. When are we gonna have a Veronica and Longcar stream? We need to have one soon. That's all I know. It's gonna be out of control. All right, so there's your current chip counts. Ebb now is the short stack with 9 bigs. So for those of you just joining us, this is the final table of the Stones last Sunday of the month 40K guaranteed tournament. The buy-in was $300. Everyone seated in front of you here at this table now is guaranteed the 6th place payout of $1,597. First place is $10,521. Action folds around to Robert, who gives up his 9-5 hearts on the button. Tony looks down at ace-deuce offsuit. Last couple times it's folded around to Tony in the small blind. He's opted to limp in, so this will be interesting now to see if he sticks to that strategy or decides to raise it up. And I do believe I heard Tony say the word raise. And so raised to 65,000, 35,000 more from Tony out of the small blind, putting a little pressure on Marty. who looks down at 5 deuce of diamonds. And this 35K is a lot for Marty's stack here, as he only has 12 big blinds here to start the hand.
I found a Jolly Rancher.
Oh, boom.
It's not as good as Pop Rocks, but
Next best thing.
did I miss anything good?
Nope. Perfect time for a break.
Still just grinding away, huh?
Yep.
They want to know when we're having the Veronica and Longcar stream. They're banned together. we can't put them together. It's too scary. Too scary
Too
of a
much.
thought. No, just when the schedules line up. I'm not against that.
That'd be fun.
You haven't done Angry Pollock stream yet?
We actually have done one, but we kept it very G-rated.
No way.
I can't promise.
There's
same
no way
thing
that
for the next
happened.
one.
I don't believe you.
All right, Eb now will open up the action with 9.5 big blinds. Folds the 9 deuce. Barry looking down at ace-7 suited with 12.5 big blinds. And he limps in. Interesting, from the hijack.
He's been so crazy aggressive, like shoving, and then he limps there.
It's very
Do you feel like
interesting.
he's comfortable with his chips now to where he feels like he wants to try and see a flop?
Yeah, he obviously just wants to see the flop of his hand, didn't want to fold it. He went with the in-between decision.
That looks very suspicious.
It is, yeah, it definitely is a little suspicious. Yeah, if you're someone behind him, you gotta question whether Barry's limping in really strong here or not. Expect to see Marty complete here for 15,000 more. Hand that plays well to the flop for a cheap price. And David snap shoved all in with the ace.
Oh, okay.
Definitely was not worried about Barry's strength, obviously. Looked at it as weakness.
I mean, I think that's a fair read. He, like, 4 or 5 hands he's played in a row is just shove, 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 and then he limps. Clearly, it's less a marginal hand that he wants to just see if he can get lucky and hit a flop with.
Yep.
Good read by David.
Very nice, very nice.
David, who was riding the chip lead for quite some time, lost a very sick action matchup hand against Robert, and now is slowly trying to climb his way back. He's turning out to be a pretty solid player.
Yeah, this has been a super grind. Final table here, 6 people left.
Next one out, going home, just shy of $1,600 in their pocket. And I was just over there on the break, because they're 20 minutes in the future, and they are taking the black chips off the table, and we're getting plaques.
Nice, the
Everyone's
plaques.
favorite. The plaques
Yes.
are coming out. In 20 minutes, we will have gameplay with 25K plaques, 10K yellow chips, and 5K lavender or pink chips. Lavender's too fancy for some people. We gotta call them pink. Keep it basic. Tony with a real hand. Now, if you think he can make moves with any hand, let's see what he does with Ace-King. Looking to get maximum value, and right now, the first thought going into his head, how do I make money on this? Looks like about 80,000, 85 maybe?
Yep, right around 80. $78,000 is the raise.
Marty dumps his hand quickly, and we are around to David, waiting for our graphics to catch up here in just a moment. There we go. David with King 8 would be dominated if he calls here. He is thinking it through, though. He's out of position. That's an argument against. And Eb with 6-5 is going to get away as well. tough spot for Tony picking up a premium hand, finding that perfect amount that will get you action but not get you too much action.
Yep.
You know, and it's definitely more of an art than a science.
So there you have it with the current chip stacks. We basically have 3 short stacks, 3 bigger stacks. Blinds got to be getting up soon here.
About 7 minutes away.
Okay.
We will have the tournament on a break while we color up the black chips and put plaques out. And we got another great Stones promotion to walk you guys through. You're going to love it.
Robert will look down at Queen Jack offsuit under the gun, 6-handed.
Robert, who's been very meticulous picking his spots tonight, he believes that under the gun here with Queen Jack is time to make a play. He's cutting out chips, looks for maybe a 3 X-rays possibly here, would be 90. $70,000. Tony in the hijack with Queen 9 is gonna let it go. Marty not playing a rag ace. David suited king. And Robert's read is right again. Easy pickup of the blinds and the antes, which now, I mean, before anything else is said and done, you've got almost 70,000 in the pot, right?
Yeah, that's nice. Robert extends his chip lead. Over 30 bigs now, nice and comfy.
This is such a serious game. Like, you watch our cash streams of 5-5, even 5-10 bigger stakes, and players are having a good time and joking and laughing. Everyone here is like straight face, staring, not joking, not talking, saying anything. However, on the break, all the players were over there on the TV screen watching how everyone's playing. So they're all there studying each other too. But I mean, it's 10K up top. I get it. It's very serious, but it's just such a crazy dynamic to see it go from the cash game to this.
It is.
You know, such a somber tone.
Tony raises up under the gun to 80K with ace 10. And takes down the blinds.
With the stacks so deep, I mean, even with the blinds big, they still have some room to kind of wait it out. Maybe with the exception of those bottom 3 guys there.
Yep.
Marty, Barry, and Ebb getting pretty short. But as you can see in a deep stack game like this, pretty short is still about 10 big blinds, so not completely hopeless yet. One Fatal One says that first place is life-changing money for some. Not about life-changing, but it's nice. It's a nice cushion.
Yeah.
Stick 10 grand in your pocket. Not a lot of people turning it down, I can tell you that.
Ebb patiently waiting for his spot with the short stack, as the short stack. And looks like we're going to see a walk.
Ebb has been quiet for quite some time here.
No, we're not. Robert's going to try and limp in with the suited 9 deuce. Tony's happy to check with 4 high. And
Yeah.
to the flop we go. 667.
Tony with an inside straight draw, and Robert with squadouche. Oh, now he has a little something something. Open ender for Robert.
And if you're going to limp out of the small lot 9 deuce here, you pick up this turn card. Really would have liked to see a bet from Robert.
Well, Tony decides to lead out and do the betting. This is the battle of the blinds, so as far as these guys are concerned, the other one could have anything.
Yeah, and these are our 2 chip leaders here. Both players very aware of that. Tony bets 34K, just hoping to get through here and get Robert to fold.
Robert's thinking for this price, worth it to see another card. He sticks the chips in, and we are going to see a river card.
Hopefully for Tony, it's not a 5.
Not
It's
a magical river card. However, Robert's 9 high is good if he can hang on.
And-
Tony is capable of betting this.
And this will be interesting to see if Tony will take a stab here, which we can obviously see by looking at the whole cards that he would get Robert to fold. And looks like Robert actually bet the river
Good bet.
and takes down the pot.
Yes, he does. Good job, Robert. Robert, really, like I said, just being meticulous about picking his spots here. There's your chip counts. Robert back in, or still in the chip lead after that sick matchup with David earlier, hanging on to his lead and fighting for a top prize of $10,000 here. Next blinds are going to be massive. 20, 40,000 with the 5,000 ante. These players are not going to be able to sit around and wait.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see some all-ins here really soon. Eb just cannot catch a hand. He's been so card dead.
It's a very tough spot to be in. Robert on the button with 8-6. Let's see if he's interested in splashing around here.
And I think we hear here this is the last hand at this level. Players
So-
will be on break.
These guys are, after this hand, they'll take a break. We'll get the black chips off the table and come back to 20 and 40,000 blinds.
Folds around to Tony, who does not like to let people get a walk when he's
Well,
in
I
the
mean,
small
he
blind.
just wants to get one over on Marty one time. Every time he makes a move, Marty has a hand. So he's going to take a shot here. Looks like maybe 50,000, and whatever Marty had there, it's gone. It's no contest. So the players are on break. They have 9 minutes left. We're not going anywhere. We actually we have something exciting to tell you. So last break, we talked about the $1 million limit hold'em promotion that we're doing. Basically, you come in, play any limit game, and you win tickets. We also have another promotion that starts tomorrow. And Bob, do you have the? You have oh, there it is. Okay, so 40K player appreciation. This is basically taking the place of our last Sunday tournament in July. The tournament you're watching now. The thought process is summer being slow. A lot of players are out grinding at the WSOP. So we wanted to do something that was going to be a guaranteed great tournament. That would be something that even if a few players, like not a lot of people chose to participate in, the ones that did would be rewarded greatly. So this is a tournament. It's very similar to our last Sunday, same structure, same levels. We'll live stream the final table just like we do. But getting into this tournament is really the special thing. And you know, I was actually prepared, just so you know, if in case Bob wasn't prepared. I brought my giant poster to hold here, so I could help promote the 40K tournament.
Check it out.
Yeah. So
Justin's prepared.
guys, look, we're Stones and we love to give away money, and this is what we're doing here. Okay. So we have our 40K player appreciation. How do you get in? You might ask. Well, I'm glad you asked. Starting tomorrow, you can play in any live game, and I mean any live game. So you play Omaha, you can play No Limit, or you can play Limit. Now, if you play Limit, you're like getting super bonus time, like we said before. You're earning
Multiple
time.
promotions.
You're earning time towards this.
Yep.
You're earning tickets towards the $1 million. You're getting comp dollars on your card. And you're still eligible for all the promotions in the room, the pot splashers, the bad beat jackpots. So Limit's major positive EV. But this you can qualify in any game. Now this is how it works. The only thing that's a little different is there's 3 tiers of entry. So I don't know if you can see that very well right there. It says tiered entry levels at the top, and all this is on our website if you want to check it out. Tier 1 is 5,000 starting chips in the tournament. Tier 2 is 10,000, and Tier 3 is 15,000. So how does it work, you ask?
How does it work?
I'm glad you asked. Playing live games in 2 months, starting tomorrow up until July 29th, you need to get 135 hours of live play. Now, for our players that play regularly in the room all the time,
Easy peasy.
you're pretty much already in. Just play how you normally play. Make sure your Stones card is in your seat, or in front of your seat. We're RFID on everything, so they just have to set it down, and you're earning hours towards this. If you make it to 135 hours, you can go to the cage, say, I would like a Tier 1 voucher. That means you have a free entry into this 40K tournament where you will have 5,000 starting chips in the tournament. Now let's say you just want to wait 20 more hours, play 20 more hours. For 155 hours, you get a Tier 2 entry. It's almost worth it to wait, right? Go up to 155 hours. If you can play 135, you can do 20 more. Tier 2 will get you 10,000 in chips. And then the final tier is an additional 25 hours, 180 total, will earn you a Tier 3 entry, which is 15,000 in chips.
Nice.
Okay, just remember, this is a 40K prize pool, no matter how many people enter. So if it's 10, if it's 500, you're playing for 40K. The other way that you can get into this tournament is to win any of our daily tournaments starting June 26th up until July 29th. So that'll start the end of June. If you win a tournament that has 50 players or less, you're going to get a Tier 1 entry for 5,000 chips. If you win a tournament that's 51 players or more, you get Tier 2. So there's no Tier 3 by winning tournament. And then the last way, if you don't want to do all this stuff, you can just buy in. Your choice. Buy a Tier 1 ticket for $150, Tier 2 for $300, Tier 3 for 15,000 chips for $450. Now this is where we wanted to make it really simple for everyone that wants to play this. Let's say, I make the 135 hours. Okay, I got this ticket to this tournament, but I want more chips. You could buy another Tier 1 entry, so you've earned one by playing hours, and you can spend $150 and buy it, combine them. 2 Tier 1s make a Tier 2.
Okay.
Or you can keep them separate as 2 separate entries for 5,000. Totally your choice. Just like our last Sunday tournament vouchers, these are totally transferable. So if I win 5 different entries, I could sell some of them to you, or I could save them if I think I'm going to need re-entries.
Nice.
So kind of a cool promotion. It really rewards our regulars that are already playing here anyways. If you're grinding tournaments, if you're playing in live games, there's going to be lots of different ways to get into this tournament. And I think being in the middle of the summer, where a lot of poker players are traveling, the ones that are here, the ones that qualify for it, I have a feeling it's going to be a small field. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think that there's going to be a lot of competition. Are you going to be? You don't know if you're going to be around yet.
I'm not sure
The
yet.
WSOP is over by this time.
Yeah.
Because what they're
I will
doing
definitely
is
be in this for sure.
the 9th, 10th, and 11th of July. I might have these dates wrong. I'm pretty sure I do, but somewhere in there are the opening flights of the main event, and then. Now they're not doing the November 9
No, they're not.
anymore. So they're going to wrap up a couple days later,
Yep.
which means anyone just doing WSOP grind should be back unless they won big and they're out there partying
Yeah, exactly.
and clubbing it up, right? So if you're around, this is it. I got the giant poster for you. The 40K Player Appreciation Tournament here at Stones. Just another way that we love to recognize our players and give money away. So
I love it.
I hope you win this one.
That'd be awesome.
We won't schedule you for commentary, so you can actually
Okay.
play this
okay,
one.
deal.
But that will replace our last Sunday tournament for the month of July. It's a couple months from now, and we're looking forward to you coming in and winning some money.
Yeah.
Great, same great structure as the last Sunday. 40-minute levels. six levels to get in. Should be pretty cool. So we've got about 2.5 minutes left.
Yeah, so this will be interesting here now. We're gonna have 3 extreme short stacks coming back from break.
20-40K on the blinds.
20-40K on the blinds. A lot of luck at this point, honestly.
If you're new to the Stones live stream and seeing our tournament stream, or haven't played tournaments at Stones, you'll see something very cool coming up when we come back. Our 25K chips are like the
Plaques.
European-looking plaques.
Love 'em.
They're very cool looking. It's fun to stack your bet on top of those and push the plaques out.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like I'm in a James Bond movie.
Oh, it's very
I
cool.
see your 50,000, Mr. Bond, and I raise you. That's
No,
how
it
you,
is.
That's how you
It
bet
is.
when you're at the table, right?
You have to speak with the British accent.
I
too.
can see you
have to.
doing it. Yeah,
I can totally do it.
Have you ever got to play poker in other countries?
I have. Yeah, I played. Definitely the most James Bond type of feel I ever had was in Stockholm.
Stockholm, really?
Stockholm,
Oh, yeah.
Stockholm, Sweden has a 7-story casino with 2 stories, all dedicated to poker. A low stakes
Nice.
floor and a high stakes floor.
Oh, okay.
And it definitely had that James Bond feel.
Very
it was,
cool.
It was very cool.
And you do some traveling to some more tropical environments too. Is there poker in some of those? Or do
Yeah,
you go for
Costa
poker?
Rica had some poker scene there.
All right.
Let's see where else.
What were you doing? Like mostly online stuff there, or was it live games? Are you
I
doing
was playing
live
mainly
games?
online when I was in Costa Rica, but there were a few different card rooms that had a lot of action. And
Cool.
yeah, it's definitely cool playing
You ever-
outside. The most interesting thing about playing internationally, especially in Stockholm, Amsterdam, is the language barrier.
And so, like here,
it's.
it's English only at the table. Over there, it's
Anything.
whatever their language. Oh, it's anything.
I mean, I have to imagine it's anything, or maybe it was only. Maybe it was only restricted to. There was definitely multiple languages being spoken.
Oh, okay.
And it's definitely interesting not being able to understand most of the dialogue.
It would be interesting.
It was very, very interesting. Yeah.
So you're really for your reads, you're really relying on just body tells,
yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah.
and yeah,
That made it a lot tougher.
it did make it tougher. And going, just talking about the James Bond feel over there in Stockholm, $1 is equal to about at that time about 7 Swedish crowns.
Oh, okay.
So you buy in for 4,000, and you're really playing about a $500 game, but you're betting 4,000. So it made it so much cooler.
Right. Mentally, it's.
Yes.
Okay. You heard Tweet there announcing cards in the air. We have a new dealer in the box. That's Neil shuffling up, and we're getting ready to play at 20 and 40,000, 5,000 ante, and this is where it's starting to get serious.
Yeah, this is now, if you're an online player, this is what is known as a super turbo sit and go right
with
now.
40-minute levels.
Yes, with 40-minute levels. No one with a playable hand so far, but I am going to predict that we are going to see a button raise from Tony. He will not fail me. Oh, the 3 high. Okay, maybe not this time.
Your stream is way in the past here.
Oh, interesting.
Hey, by the way, if you need a break, just pop out and take a break. You don't have to Iron Man these streams. Just want to let
Have
you
to
know.
Iron Man. Have
Okay,
to- have to
it's
Iron
gonna
Man.
Iron Man it. All right. Marty with
Oh.
pocket aces, and I bet you Tony is going to be very happy he didn't decide to mix it up here again.
And I really think this is the definition of a spot where you should limp in from the small blind. You're showing,
Really?
you're showing weakness. You're allowing.
He
there it
does.
is. You have to limp here.
And unfortunately, David just pushes him out there. He only has King 5.
And unfortunately for Marty, David does not flop a king. Probably not going to see any action here. Looks like he's going to put out a bet.
I think you should still be checking
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I would really like to see a check.
But it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think. I don't know if it's a good sign that he's standing behind us. We got Marty peering over our shoulder, and pop in for a second. Come here. See,
What's up, man?
you're limping with aces.
Yeah. I like that play. I really
This is Marty. Say, get down. You see,
No, that
you
was a
can
good
kinda
play.
Kneel down so they can see you in the camera here. We got special guest Marty here. He's standing. We usually don't like to give spoilers, but here he is with his chips. I don't think it was that hand though. You're still
wasn't
there.
that hand.
Yeah. Okay. Well, don't give us any spoilers. We want to be surprised. But you played a great game, and we were just saying the only thing is I would like the limp pre-flop, but with that flop miss. You bet.
Yeah.
I think I just limped there.
Yeah.
check. Yeah.
Or,
Check there.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
check,
you're
check,
probably right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was unfortunate. He caught nothing. He catches a king. You can get some chips. So.
I limped on him a couple times and then blasted.
No,
it.
that was definitely the right
So I
play.
thought
You're
he
super
would-
short. It's a good
Yeah.
play. Yeah.
Great final table. It was very fun to watch, Marty. Thank you
yeah.
for coming in and saying hi.
Yeah. Thank
Yep.
you guys,
Good game,
man.
man.
Thank you guys.
Great run.
See you.
All right, that's my fault, guys. Little spoiler, but we
Spoiler
saw Marty
alert.
standing there. We know he's walking out the door, and we wanted him to come in and say hi, especially since he caught us talking about a hand that he was playing at that
Exactly.
point. Yep. I was like, oh, he shouldn't have done that, and he's standing right there. Oops. Probably bad.
And Barry makes a shove here for 270,000. Just about 7 big blinds. And Tony feels the weakness, but it's going to cost a lot of his stack. He's got 3 hands behind him. Trying to decide what to do here with the ace-9.
Jimmy Bluffett joins us in the chat room. What's up, Jimmy? You got very upset last week when you said you didn't remember him.
Jimmy Bluffett, my bad, my bad. Interesting spot here for Tony. He knows he's ahead of Barry a large percentage of the time here. He's got a few hands behind him he gets stuck with.
Yeah.
I like
Tough
the, I like the,
spot.
I like the fold.
And you can see all the black chips are off the table. There's
Oh,
those
and there's Eb.
25
Snap get it
flats.
in. Domination Nation.
Oh no.
Eb has been waiting for the spot.
And what a great spot for Eb to get
Yeah.
his chips in. He's suited. He's dominating ace-6.
Eb is loving life right now. Hopefully Lady Luck does not do him dirty. And you see the percentage on the screen there. I believe that's taking into account folded hands.
It does, yes. The suspense is real here.
The suspense
And
is
this
real.
is Barry's tournament
And here we
life
go.
at risk.
All right, so Barry's got the
6.
backdoor spade draw working for him as a possibility. Looking for a spade or a 6 on the turn.
And Barry says it right there. If you can hear the table talk, he says, I'm looking for a
Oh,
spade.
and there's the backdoor spade.
It's always
Barry's
a
looking
sweat.
for a spade or a 6,
Always a sweat.
or he will be crippled.
And
tonight.
that is going to be the tournament for Barry. A great game, picking his spots really well.
I think he's actually going to have a real small stack.
Oh, really?
I think Ev had slightly less than him, but he's
Okay, according to the graphics, Barry is the
Oh,
shorter stack, but the graphics are not always perfect, so let's take a peek here. We're getting an official count from the dealer. Barry keeping the aggression on, and you got to respect that, but eventually people are going to open up their ranges when they see how active you're being. And of course, Eb with ace king, he is not going anywhere.
and Barry made the right play. He had
Yeah.
he had under 7 big blinds. You're supposed to shove any ace right there in that spot. He just ran into it.
And so is it official? Is Barry out?
1 big blind left.
$1,597 waiting for him, or more,
Or more.
if he can run this chip up. Is
Chip
it
and a
one
chair.
chip? This is almost literally a chip and a chair.
A chip and a dream.
And he's also in this big blind here too, right?
Yep. Robert sitting just under $1 million. Tony not going to play the 7-8. Looks like Marty is thinking about raising here. Started the hand with 8 big blinds with Jack 10 offsuit. And looks like he just calls.
Ebb with 7-3 now knows that he can get in and see a flop because I don't believe the action can get reopened behind him. So pretty safe to come in with that hand.
And Barry goes all in for 10K more.
And now there's no raise possible. It's call or fold. And Ebb called the 7-3 knowing that there was no way it could get back around to Marty and be repopped.
And Ebb and Marty are both aware that they have 2 hands now to try and possibly knock out.
Marty hits
Wow.
top 2 pair. Great news for him. Now, Barry could still get this with a queen. Usually in these situations, you see a lot of players are just going to check it down with the thoughts that 2 hands
Oh, and Barry
are
gets there
better.
with this 2
Yep.
pair with the kings and 10s.
Very nice. Jimmy Bluffett, what's up, buddy?
Oh, but Ebb hits his gutter ball 8 for the straight on the river.
Wow.
And the power of check down player out is a real thing.
It is a real thing. And that's it.
there's the
Knocked
bad
out
news for
with
Barry.
a 7. Good job, Ebb, limping in, and the players check down their hands to have two hands going up against Barry, knocking him out in 6th place.
Great run for Barry.
$1,597.
Nice return on your investment.
And now the payouts are getting big. Next one to get knocked out up in the 2,000 range,
Nice.
2182. Five players left, and I think Robert's feeling lonely over there in seat 9. All the players are crowded around one corner of the table, and then there's just Robert on the other side by himself.
He's like, can I move to seat 5, please?
He's like, guys, thought we were friends. You guys don't like me?
All right, so Tony will open up the action here under the gun. 5 players remain. Blinds are 20,000, 40,000 with a 5,000 in.
It's 5,000, yeah. All right, we didn't get to see Tony's cards that time, but they are
No bueno.
not worth looking at anyways. David with ace-king suited.
And a little comment here in the chat says, seems like collusion on the last hand there, and it's
Well,
definitely not collusion.
Yeah, I mean,
It's definitely a strategy right there to check down player out.
had
in a
they
tournament.
looked at each other and said, hey, do you want to check
Yeah.
it down? That would be different. This is kind of something,
It's a
strategy
strategy.
that's typically understood between players. However, that being said, if a player wanted to bet, they're more than welcome to bet there. For collusion, there would need to be intentional planning between the players, I think, in that situation.
And everyone else above 10 bigs. Marty's the extreme short stack here with 6 big blinds.
And Jimmy Bluffett, he chimes in here.
Yep.
Nice tourney strategy.
Yep.
Check down to ladder up, no collusion.
Jimmy Bluffett and Please Fold are spot on. It's definitely not ethically questionable at all. It's part of the game.
Well, I mean, I'm curious for YH Prom, what is the concern there? Why do you think that it might be collusion? Curious to hear your perspective. Here we go, Marty sticking it all in with pocket 4s. Sad to say we might know how this turns out.
Yeah, unfortunately we have the spoiler alert, but a totally standard 100% shove here.
Yep.
Sitting on 6.5 big blinds with pocket 4s. Definitely your spot to get it in, especially under the gun. The blinds are gonna come hit you. Perfect shove by Marty.
I was gonna say that'd be gross if it's the queen 4 that calls him. Tony, clearly the one that does the deed here.
No, not
Nope.
this time.
Okay, that wasn't it. I was gonna say, because that would just be probably what Tony's looking for. As much as he's like made plays on Marty tonight,
He wants to bust him.
and Marty's woken up with these monster hands.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't see how you could look at that situation as collusion. You don't have players. You don't have players agreeing in advance what they're going to do. It's more just kind of this understood thing against more experienced tournament players that in those situations, there's usually not a reason to bet, and potentially bet a winning hand off that might knock a player out and move everybody up.
And his comment there is, if he bets Jack 10 there like he should, 7-3 folds and King 10 wins.
That's
and
true.
that
in
is
that
why
situation.
that is a strategy right there. Jack 10 understands. I think Jack 10 would almost rather. Well, okay, let me. That's why Jack 10 checked there. He wanted to make sure that there's more of a chance that the shorter stack is going to get knocked out. You know, that's just part of the game. If someone has 1.5 big blinds left, everyone at the table is aware that they're going to get it all in right there. And the more players they're going to go to that flop and see the river, then the bigger of a chance that player is getting knocked out. That's just part of the
in
game.
those situations, you can also, another way to look at it is come in like Eb did with a crappy hand, knowing that a lot of players may check down and you're going to have an opportunity, more than likely, to see all 5 cards on the board.
Yep.
That being said, if you could put your opponent in the side pot that they might have a hand, you could still start to try and build a side pot just by making small bets, keeping the bets small and affordable,
Yep.
and try and make a little extra money as well. So there's a couple ways to approach that.
So it folds to the button. Robert using that chip stack, chip lead. And Tony says, all right, I've had enough of this. I've had enough of your
Did
button
Tony
raising.
3-bet?
Tony is 3-bet here with King 10 suited. He's challenging Robert. He's saying, do you want to play a big pot for all the chips right here, basically, as the 2 chip leaders?
Is this where Marty sticks it? He sees all those yummy chips in the pot.
No.
Nope.
And perfect timing for Tony. Unless Robert goes absolutely insane here, this is gonna get through. Yep.
And Robert not interested in mixing it up with the other big stack. I believe that switched
And
the
Tony
chip
just
leader
took the
to
chip
Tony.
lead right there. Yep.
And there you go. Our pick from the get-go now has the chip lead and is dangerous as ever. These players now going on their 15th hour of poker today.
The grind.
That is
The
a
ultra
true
grind.
Iron Man tournament here.
Folds around to Tony on the button, who
He has a double down hand.
will not play 8-3 offsuit.
Marty with 10-7 in the small blind. No one's opened this pot.
Marty is trying to decide whether he wants to just move on or try and steal the big blind. And
Just a call.
he's just gonna limp in.
David with ace-9 is going to stick another 100 in, and Marty lets it go.
There's our current chip counts. Chip leader sitting on 20 bigs. Marty with the short stack with 6 bigs. Folds around to Tony in the cutoff with ace-5 of spades.
He loves these little aces.
Definitely expect him to open here. I'm going to predict this will be Marty's demise.
We'll probably wake up with a better hand and then lose, right?
Or maybe a king-queen paint type hand.
Ace
Oh.
Queen, this is definitely it. This is definitely it. Oh, Marty, what a way. What a way. Rest in peace, Marty. He did play a great game. And if he sticks it right here, he's getting it in good. I mean, there's not much more you can do in this game. No, we definitely have not been commentating for 15 hours. I think it's been like 3. Players have been playing for 15 hours, though. The last Sunday tournament is a grind. You need some stamina to make it to the final table. So David has let his cards go, but Ebb still has his cards. Oh, no, David still has cards, too.
Wow,
David
David comes all
sticks
in.
it.
With?
We don't know yet. Ebb, easy fold with King 10. And so it's actually appears it's not Tony that takes him out, because I do not see Tony calling here.
I think David's going to have a hand that crushes Marty, or flipping.
Ace King. I'm calling Ace King. Jacks.
Oh, pocket jacks.
And there it is. That is your classic
Classic. Super classic.
classic poker. Jacks versus Ace Queen. It is a flip. And Marty looking for aces, queens, and diamonds. Here we go. There's your flop.
Wow.
Oh, Jack right away, and there you can see it. There's not much to think about anymore. We would need perfect
King 10 or
running
10
cards.
kings. That's not gonna
that's
do
it. Check mark on the turn. Marty is out of there in 5th place. Played a fantastic game, Marty, and we got to see him in the booth just previously, and pop in so we can admonish him about limping with aces. 5th place, still worth 2,182. 4 players remain at this final table, and it is getting exciting.
Yeah, everyone's guaranteed now $3,000 plus. 10,000's right.
I mean, these
Out of
guys are going to
everyone's
have plenty of money to buy you and me drinks when the game is over.
Plenty. I like-
plenty of money.
I like
Yeah,
that.
lots of drinks. Enough drinks that I need to take an Uber home.
And yeah, great game, Marty.
Seriously, great game. Well played, Marty. And unfortunately, it's just one of those situations, these tournaments, it's not just enough to play good. You have to get lucky and win some flips, too. You know, you got to run good.
For those of you that are just joining us here, the buy-in for this tournament, the last Sunday of the month tournament here at Stones, $300 buy-in. 4 players remain. Everyone guaranteed just over $3,000 at this point, playing for a first place prize of just over $10,500.
I love it.
Folds around to David now, contemplating with his 10-9 offsuit. Decides to get away. Ebb decides to limp in with 8-9 offsuit, and Robert will definitely not be checking here with Ace-King, just a matter of how much he's going to raise to. And there's the raise.
These hands, like top 10 premium hands, big pocket pairs, ace king suited, ace queen suited. When you're in a full ring game, 9-10 players, they're very strong. When you're in a 4-handed game, their potential is just astronomical, you know. And really, the key, the key to this is to figure out how to capitalize on these hands when you get them, because they're not going to come around very often.
And Robert takes it down after raising 3 times the big blind to 120K. On to the next one. Here's your current chip counts. Anybody's game, really.
No one really has broken at any point the million mark yet.
Nope.
And I mean, that is going to happen soon enough. But at no point tonight has anyone been majorly dominating in chips. It's shifted quite a bit.
Folds around to Robert in the small blind. It's down at Jack 7 suited. Playing 20 big blinds. Continues his limp
Now
in
with
strategy.
these blinds are starting to catch up. You know, most of the night we were talking about earlier, we have 25, 30 big blind chip average.
Yep.
Now big stacks are getting lower, 15, 20 big blinds. It's going to get to the point now where eventually you won't be able to wait anymore. You're going to be forced to play a much wider range of hands to survive.
And both players check the flop. Tony decides to check back his bottom pair. Robert now turns an open-ended straight draw. Both players check. And Tony Rivers is 2 pair, but there are 4 diamonds on the river, so it'll be interesting to see if Robert decides to take a poke here. Tony definitely praying that Robert just checks. And there's the check from Robert.
And how could he possibly bet here?
And yeah, this is just such a great check back ship spot. There it is. Tony will take it down 9-4. More than happy to do so. Anybody's game at this point. Ebb just 1 double up away from being chip lead. All of our 3 other players right there with just about the same stack. Ebb will start off the action with 12.5 big blinds, looking down at, or excuse me, 12 big blinds with ace-5. Robert decides to limp in from the button. Tony decides to get in there for 20k more because the price is right with his 9 deuce of diamonds, and expect to see a check here from David out of the big blind.
Tony hits his 9.
Tony hits his 9. We're still not sure what Robert limped the button with.
I'm going to say it's king queen. This feels like a king queen.
And Robert bets 75k with his mystery hand, and Tony's not liking it. He just gets away. And we will never know. We will never know.
Looks like he's thinking about showing. Nope.
Four players remain.
Have you ever paid money like on the side
All the
for a
time.
player to show their cards?
All the time.
All the time?
All the time. Like at least probably once a week.
That positive EV?
Yeah, of course.
How much do you pay?
It depends. Sometimes I'll pay, you know, nothing usually more than $10. $5 or $10 for people to show. On a big hand is worth it in tons of spots.
Half price to just show one card?
It should be, right? Yeah, I do that quite a bit actually.
So I hear some table talk
Yep.
about a four-way chop here, and it looks like they're taking just a moment to call tournament director Twee over to the table. They want to get some numbers, so she's going to go run the numbers for them real quick. They want to see, and it sounds like they want to hold off on playing until they have the numbers. Now the chip stacks are, I mean, they're not perfectly even. Like David and Robert have most of the chips in play right now. Ebb is the short stack. I don't know where Tony is. Like, looks like he maybe has about 600,000 or so. See, I'm gonna get the unofficial number here while we wait for Twee to come back with the official number. We got 6428 plus 4402 plus 3039, and divide that by 4. If they chop right now, it's $6,097 a piece to go even. Now I can't imagine that all these players are going to agree to even, maybe like some sort of ICM arrangement.
Yeah, definitely can't imagine the Ebb's going to be given the same amount with the shorter stack, but we shall see what the players want to do. A lot of money up for grabs. Everyone understands the luck element here with the stacks being so short.
Also, the fact that they've been playing poker over 15 hours
There is that.
probably has some factor into this situation. Chat room says that they highly doubt Tony chops. And Twee's back with the clipboard. Now, if they agree that they want to try and chop, the procedure here at Stones is an anonymous vote. Everyone gets a yes card and a no card. They toss their decision forward. They're mixed in, all opened up together, so we don't know who said no. However, they can just go around the vote just by verbally saying, no, I don't want to chop, and then, of course, there's no need for the vote. And I heard a "Are you effing serious?" from Ebb, which means that somebody probably asked for too much money. And then I heard a no deal from Ebb. So the dealer's shuffling the cards, and looks like we are ready. And now the deal is, once somebody says no, you cannot bring up a chop again until we lose at least one player.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So if Ebb changes his mind now,
Ebb can change his mind. Okay, so let's say we took a vote and had a no card. No one can say anything until we lose a player. But
Okay, but in this
because Ebb
situation-
has verbally said no, and we know it's Ebb, he is the only one that can put it back on the table now. Players cannot
Interesting.
pester Ebb about it. Yeah.
okay.
And that is Eric the Mailman, a famous Sacramento player, coming in the side of the screen there to give Tony a brotherly hug.
And this is really interesting to me that Robert decided to limp in under the gun with Queen 4 offsuit.
Yeah. Maybe he's just getting bored.
David limped in out of the small blind. Ebb picks up a really big flop for his hand. Two overs and a
spades.
flush draw. And this should get through.
I don't know. David's cutting out chips. I think Ebb probably feeling pretty good right now, drawing to jacks and spades. This is a great spot for a semi-bluff. Even if he gets called, he's got a lot of ways to win. And
Wow.
David's coming along with really nothing more than a gut shot and an over. Oh! He hits a 6, which makes it 50-50 now because Ebb has so many outs. You can see across the top.
Wow, and David's gonna
20 outs.
David's gonna bet out here.
Would be 23, but 3 of
Nope.
them are folded. And yeah, David bet. And what can you do here if you're Ebb? I mean, you can make a straight 2 ways now. You got
This is
spades.
a really crazy hand.
He owns half the deck on this draw. Now the problem is, every time I have that many outs,
Never get there.
I can hit a 3-outer, but a 20-outer, it's not happening.
And I'm guessing Ebb's probably, with the way he's been playing, is probably gonna call. Try and get there.
Or jam? I
It's
mean,
such an interesting spot.
it doesn't really make any sense to jam anyways because you know at this point David's committed to this pot. He's not going anywhere. So
The funny thing is David might fold his hand though if he shoves with us seeing his
he
cards.
doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough.
You think he calls for
Well, look, if he
220,000 more?
puts in 100 and then Ev only has another 175 behind after that. So 100 in Plax has got 100 stack of lavender, maybe 75 there. I mean, he would only have to call 175 more into this pot. That's at that point going to be 700-800. It would be
Wow,
almost
Eb
silly
makes
not
the
to.
call. This is such a crazy hand. And Eb gets there. Let's see if David can push him off by moving all in here. There is a small chance he can get Eb to fold. And
Wow,
he does
he
it.
does. He
and now
goes
Eb,
all in.
you see the pain.
Oh my god.
That's the one card he really didn't want to hit. He wanted to hit a jack. He wanted to hit a spade.
But he's good. That's the sick
Oh,
thing.
man.
He's good. Oh, does Eb make the right decision here? And I have to say right is very results oriented here because maybe the right decision in this spot is laying down your hand, but Eb is good. This would be a true hero call if he's able to call here.
The pain. He is just
But,
in
I
pain
mean-
right now.
He's so
Wow! And he folds face up.
No. And
Ah.
David very happy at what he sees there. Eb decides to live to fight another day, but now he has a lot of work to do.
I mean, it definitely didn't feel like his 10 was good with the way the hand played out.
Oh,
What an interesting spot. Crazy hand.
I kind of feel bad for Eb at that point.
Wow, yeah, that's a massive decision there. Wow.
And now David, the first player tonight to break the 1 million mark with his chip count, is a dominating force at this final table suddenly.
Aggression wins. Aggression wins in this game. Most
Brand new dealer May coming in. May is our closer. She knows how to finish up a final table. That's who they send in when they're ready for it to be over.
action will start here on Tony. Under the gun, four-handed. Looks like he's going to raise ace-4 offsuit. Raises to 90K. 2.25 times the big blind. And David comes along on the button with Queen Jack offsuit. And these two players are going to go heads up to the flop. King 4-9. Tony flops bottom pair top kicker. David flops a gutter ball straight draw. Tony checks. David checks as well. 7 on the turn. Tony bets. And David decides to not chase. Folds the turn.
That hand for Eb was so unfortunate. It was such a turning point. If he, I feel like on the turn, he could have got his whole stack in.
Yeah.
You know, and then he would have had the decision to make.
You know, honestly, I would have shoved the flop.
Really?
It's such
Oh,
a
yeah.
it's a massive flop.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
You're
getting
right.
all of my, equity in on the flop there. I think he started the hand with 10 big blinds, right around 10 bigs.
And it's crazy how just one hand can make such a massive difference in this game.
Yeah. And there we go. Come on, Eb. Double
All
up
right,
time.
ace 10. It's a good spot to pick, and Robert
Yeesh.
wakes up with 9s. He's gonna call. It's gonna be a classic flip.
Oh, and when Robert comes all in over the top, no check down player out on this hand.
He's going to try and isolate here. Another good strategy, especially when you are signaling to the other players, get out of my way. I got it. I got a hand.
I'm pulling for you, Ab.
Good luck, Eb. 9s versus ace 10, and no help yet.
Ab looking for an ace or a 10. Oh, there's the queen, so he's
Or
got
a king.
He's got a king for a gut. Ab's looking for a king, an ace, or a 10.
And Brick on the
not gonna do
river. That will be Eb's tournament life. 4th place, $3,039. Great play, Eb. I mean, great game. Well played tonight. Just one little mistake at the wrong time, and that's all it takes in a tournament to cripple you.
Good game, Ab.
Hey, 3 players left battling for a top prize of $10,000 and some change. They just take the 10, I'll take the change. It's cool.
Great run, Ab. I've had the pleasure of playing with him many times here at Stones. He's a great guy, super friendly. You talk about the different table dynamics with cash games and tournaments. He's always very social,
Yeah.
very friendly, very talkative in the cash game setting.
That
Hopefully-
spot
hopefully-
he got put in was tough
That
with
was
the
such a tough spot.
four cards straighted on the board. You
Yeah.
know, most of the time I think the laydown is correct there.
It is most of
You
the
know,
time.
we're being results oriented. We can
Yeah.
see the cards. But 151 players, 4th place finish. Very nice work, Eb. Got it, Bob. Thank you, sir. All right, guys. So, look, here is the situation. We're gonna cheat a little tonight, okay? These guys at this point, they take about 10 minutes. The clock still runs. They take about 10 minutes. They talk chop, and ultimately, we will see no more hands tonight. They will agree on a 3-way even chop, which is very generous of David, sitting on a commanding chip lead. Bob, can we throw the chip counts up real quick? Do you have those? Can we go, if you're listening, maybe go back to the table and throw the chip counts up? We just want to examine those for a second. Okay, we got to know we can't do that. I think David had over 1 million in chips. The other guy's sitting on maybe 1.5, David. 1-1 for
1.1.
David.
1.1, yeah.
Oh, you can say it out loud. It's okay. We're just on Twitch. Okay, so they were pretty close. in chip
1.1,
counts.
1,850,000, so
Yeah, that's a
Very
lot closer
close.
than actually I thought, and sometimes those plaques can be a little deceiving. We do
There we go.
award a seat into the next last Sunday tournament, and that went to David, who was the chip leader. So the even chop, the final details here are 3-way even chop. Every player taking home $7,117. David gets an entry to next month's last Sunday tournament, and what a game!
great game. Yeah, everyone played a good game. And,
Very cool. I was
yeah.
hoping for a playdown all the way to first. I wanted a grand champion, but I mean, I get it. These guys are going on their 16th hour of poker, and they want us to go home. And we have loved ones at home too. You got a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend, but she's going to Hawaii.
Oh, yeah?
And I have a cat though. The cat is staying. The cat is not going to Hawaii. She's leaving tomorrow, so it's just me and the cat for the week. So if anyone wants to hang out, hit me up. But anyways, thank you so much, guys, our wonderful viewers, for being here
Yes.
with us at 1:30 in the morning, California time, Pacific Standard Time, but I call it California.
It's California time.
California is its own world.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys being here. 3 players out of 151 chopping up this prize pool for a little over $7,000. And we will be back tomorrow night. This young man, Michael Longcar, with Jake Rosenstiel. We got an action 5-5 no limit hold'em. Am I serious about this? You
You're
know a
serious.
couple of the players.
Yep.
This game is going to be off the hook 7 p.m. tomorrow. We'll see you there. We love you. Peace out. Good night.
See you guys tomorrow night.